How about that combination?
All right, guys.
Well,
This is welcome to the Great American Experience. I'm Wizard of Oz, and this is not my show, but tonight we have some pretty inf- pretty pertinent information getting ready to pull out. Sorry, I'm dark on picture. Lighting is an issue. Let me change out my screen, my avatar. There we go. There's that one. All right, and waiting for the rest of the crew to show up. Yeah, Aaron's live, so we a lot of people are over there at the moment. He's getting ready to come over here as soon as things get started up. Okay, we still have bad reporting from YouTube. Hold on a second. All right, that one's up. And, okay, that one's up. Let's try the link send again. Okay. Hey, Don, how you doing? I'm putting the link out now. Buffalo Bill. What's up? Hey, guys. Welcome in. Got some big news happening tonight, guys. Big stuff happening. I've got an article teed up. As soon as people start getting in, I'm gonna. Hey, there's my Huckleberry. God bless America. What's up, Ranger? We got a lot of stuff to talk about. I've got an article. It's going to be about a 15-minute interview. I think about 15 minutes of it. Pretty pertinent and give us lots of information and people who with the know about what's going on. And who is that? Oh, that's that's what's up, Buffalo Bill? What's up, brother?
Howdy.
Sorry I didn't answer your call earlier, man. I've been just bouncing from one thing to the next.
That's cool.
But yeah, big things happening.
What have we got going on?
Huh?
What have we got going on?
Well, I'm going to start it with an article, man, rather than trying to start out with explanations. I've got a video queued up that I'm going to play here. Native Engine, welcome in. Singularity, Conservative Patriot. Hey Tim, how you doing? Good. I'm glad you're here. We got some information coming up tonight. We're going to be talking about, guys. We've really got to get the word out on this. It's time to put up or shut the fuck up. Okay, that kind of thing. We talk shit, or we can put our feet on the floor and get up and do some shit. I want to play a video. I'm going to be, like I said, I'm playing a video tonight. Games are over. Talk is done. It's we've got to start preparing to mobilize. And you'll see exactly what I'm talking about after I play you the video. Hey, Holden Caulfield, welcome in. Welcome in. Don T. Rump, glad you're here, brother. Rock on. Yeah, we're on the path for that. Hopefully, it doesn't come to that, but we have to be prepared. That's what we've been preparing for all this time. Taking back our country is priority. And it's going to take us, all of us, that can get anywhere, do the things we got to do. Mostly, it's not going to end up in violence in that sense. Hey, Dennis Espinoza, welcome in. Yeah, and when all remedies have failed, it is upon the people that they must take back their country. It is not just a suggestion, a good idea. It is a responsibility and a duty. Read the Declaration of Independence. you know, and you'll see right there. It's real close, brother. Real close. In fact, I'm waiting on some return phone calls and stuff like that, and I'll find out. But it looks like January 4th, we need to be in DC. Anybody who can physically possibly get there. Yeah, that kind of thing. We need to be in DC on December 4th. We need to get the word out to everybody.
Geared up?
Say what?
Geared up and in DC?
Yep.
All right.
You'll see what I'm talking about.
Yep.
I mean, it's not like this is happening. You got to stop what you're doing and pack up right this moment. You know, we got Christmas, New Year's, and then but the sooner you pack, the sooner you prep, the sooner you're ready to go. Yeah, New Year's Eve, and we blast off a new year, taking back our fucking country.
We're going to have to.
Yes, we have to. You're going to see this article and understand exactly what I'm saying without any kind of banter. It's not a bunch of bullshit. It's not one-man caravan kind of thing. He goes through the details. He talks about the stuff. We're talking about Oathkeeper numbers and words and phrases and things like that. And yeah, it's those kinds of things. Right. So January 4th is the date. And as way things stand right now. We have to get the numbers there. Everything depends on everybody, even just standing there. Holding a sign, a megaphone, a flag. Doesn't matter. Just standing there. The numbers matter. Dennis, I don't think a lot of people realize exactly what's going to happen here. It's going to, we're not just talking about Democrats. We're talking about the Republicans too. McConnell, these fucking rhino shit pieces of crap. They bought into the same system. Okay? They bought into those fucking machines just like everybody else. That's why they were hoping it would go the fuck away. Yeah, this is yeah. Right. And they're the never Trumpers. Grassley, Graham, McConnell. These fucking turncoat motherfuckers. And the reason they're turncoats is because they're bought into the same systems. They're guilty of the same fucking crimes. And they know it. They're bought into their blackmail. They're bought into their voting systems. They're bought into every fucking nasty thing they are. That we contribute to the Democrats. They're part of the same damn system, and that's what the problem's been all this time.
Well, McConnell just endorsed Biden as president.
Yeah. What kind of shit is that?
We're done with that shit. Bullshit on that.
We're done with those motherfuckers. Yeah. McConnell, get him the fuck out of there too. Because guess what? The reason he's doing is because he's bought into. He used the Democrats last time to get his fucking seat where he's at now. He hired Democrats to come into the Republican fucking primaries and sign up as Republicans so that he could beat out Bevin in the primaries. Hired the motherfucking Democrats.
Well, if I go there, I'm not going there to play nice.
Nobody is. Nobody is.
I'm not
headed there now.
going to let one of these grandstanding son of a bitches out there that likes to stand on their soapbox and tell us all how we can, get along and all this other stuff. Take him over. Fuck him. Fuck him.
No, this is not that kind of fucking thing. We're not going up there to play patty cakes.
Nope.
All right, guys, I'm going to start this up. Hold on just a second. Let me share the screen out. Silent No More is the name of this interview. And let me pull it out. I think that's a theater mode. I don't think that's going to work. I can't see the rest of the screen. Okay. Okay, this is Rumble, and I'm just learning how to deal with this stuff. So, okay, here we go. This is the part of the interview I've fast forwarded into the part where they start talking about this stuff so we don't end up with all the rest of the bullshit. But I think he introduces John Moore and Sam Andrew. These are the two that we'll talk about. Here we go.
This is the Hagman Report, where truth can't be silenced. It is the 14th of December 2020. Of course, we just took a short break to fix the connectivity issues, which was on our side. And I want to apologize to my guests, John Moore, thelibertyman.com, and Sam Andrews from the Freedom Center. Folks, do me a favor, bookmark thelibertyman.com and listen to the show. Earlier today, Sam Andrews was with John, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't get a chance to listen to the show. And every Monday, he's with John for the firearms free-for-all. And I like that. I like that back and forth between Sam and John. But in addition to that, do me a favor, folks. Sam does need our help. And he's been on the program before, but he needs our help. He needs our support. The Freedom Center USA is under attack, and he needs financial support to help him fight off lawsuits for legal fees. And consider this a defense fund, if you will, plea. So, Freedom Center USA, I don't want to get that wrong, Eric. Freedom Center USA 777 at gmail.com. That's the PayPal address. Freedom Center USA 777 at gmail.com. And I know it's right before Christmas, but hey, you know what? Real quick before I bring my guests on, and I said that before, but the holidays are here. This year, give yourself the gift of extra money in your pocket, pay off your credit card balances, and save with a credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream. Roll your high interest credit card payments into just one payment at a lower fixed rate. Lightstream's credit card consolidation loans have rates as low as 5.95% APR with autopay and excellent credit. You can get a loan from $5,000 to $100,000. It's even as soon as the same day as you apply. This is a great service. I gotta tell you, it saved the bacon, and many people I know. And cut their payments.
High-level respected people like General Mike Flynn advocating that the Insurrection Act.
Notice. Visit lightstream.com/Hagman for more information.
Fine.
I always wanted to do that disclaimer as fast as those people on TV. You know what I mean? Anyway, but Lightstream, do it. It's really cool. It'll save you money. And then you can support
Welcome in, Colonel.
us and John Moore and Freedom Center.
Native Engine, welcome in.
I'm glad you did. All right, John, thank you, and Sam, thank you. I apologize for the connection problems. As I said on the outro last segment, so I'm just going to turn this over to you guys and let you talk, because man, you guys are the bomb. So let's bring you on, John and Sam.
Well, thank you, Doug. Appreciate it. I got audio now. Sounds like. Okay. Well, here we are, Monday, the 14th day of December. Today's the day of the Electoral College votes, which may end up being a non-issue. We shall see. All of us were disappointed that the Supreme Court did not accept the Texas lawsuit last week. There was a possibility it may be refiled now after the Electoral College votes. They may have standing where they did not have standing before. We have Sidney Powell preparing lawsuits for the civil court, lawsuits plural. The president's legal team, led by Rudy Giuliani, same thing, one or more lawsuits for the Supreme Court. If all that fails, which is certainly a possibility, we have high-level respected people like General Mike Flynn advocating that the Insurrection Act be put in force and that the president does what he needs to do to prevent Joe Biden, who I believe this coming Friday the 18th will be named as a national security risk by the Director of National Security, him and Kamala Harris both. President's oath of office prevents him from allowing a national security risk to become president of the United States. He can't do that. He can't. And I don't believe he will. The next few weeks, days and weeks are going to determine what this republic does or does not do for the next century. That's how important this is. It's importance off the charts, crazy important.
You got that right.
Sam has been encouraging people to, and I support Sam's statements, encouraging people to prepare men to go to Washington, D.C. to correct this problem, if necessary. If the courts don't work, if the president's unable to use the Insurrection Act to bring the rule of law to what's going on, then I support that. Hopefully that won't be necessary. If it is, I fully support that.
John, if I can ask you about
yes,
that Insurrection Act, the September 2018 executive order giving the DNI or the intelligence agencies 45 days to investigate foreign interference, is that playing into this at all?
Well, it does. And I think the 45 days is the 18th of this month, I believe.
Yep.
I'm not sure why they picked 45 days, but they did. So, yes.
Okay.
It's one thing for somebody, a radio talk or TV talk show host, to talk about implementing the Insurrection Act. But when you get a three-star general saying it, and another general, McInerney, I believe, as well, when it's time to stand up and pay attention, these are men who don't say such things without good reason. These are sane, sober men with a lot of experience with the government. They know our Constitution. They know their oath of office. They know how serious this is, or they would not advocate such a thing. Of course, the president's aware of it. There's no doubt that he's aware of it. And there's also no doubt that President Trump began setting the trap 2 years ago to trap the Democrats. He knew what would be coming 2 years ago. And he's been putting in place everything he needs, replacing the Secretary of Defense with a former Green Beret. That's a big deal. Raising United States Special Operations Command to basically the same level as the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, reporting directly to the Secretary of Defense with no chain of command in between. That's a massive deal. For people that don't know, it truly is. And there are no precedents for that I'm aware of. So all the pieces are put in place for President Trump to make use of the Insurrection Act if he needs to. Hopefully he won't, but if he needs to, all the pieces are put in place for him to do that. And I think once the arrests start, they need to include everybody who's received money from China, which is going to be hundreds of people, both in the mass media as well as elected officials, maybe even people in prominent government areas.
Don't look at me. I don't even like Chinese food, so all right.
Well, that's where we are, Doug. We're at the precipice of major events taking place this week, next week, between now and January 20th. I don't know that things will even end January 20th. Most people that you and I know, Doug, and Sam, We don't believe that the January 20th is the end. It's only the beginning. We simply don't know which direction it will go or how bad it will get beginning January 20th. If the new president is Donald Trump, it'll go one direction. If the new president is Joe Biden, it'll go a different direction. But they both have violence as part of the scenario, don't they, Sam?
Yes, that's likely. Hopefully we can avoid that by acting in an appropriate way long before any of that happens.
That's what needs to happen. I don't want to see violence come to the streets of America. No normal person does. It appears that Alexander Soros, who's actually running the show, not George Soros. He's 90-year-old men don't do that kind of work very much. But his son is running the show, paying the money, recruiting, training, and equipping the people who would do the violence, hoping that they would have a mass insurrection based on the starting point being the paid communists. And of course, there's people who take advantage of any kind of discord to do looting and destroy property on their own, isn't there, Sam?
Yeah, that group is about to awaken a sleeping giant, and they better stay off the streets when we hit the streets. That's all I've got to say.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Sam, if I can just ask, and John, I didn't catch the program from today. I apologize, but both of you, I mean, we have on HagmannReport.com, we've got the forensic report from Antrim County. President Trump won Antrim County, and they're challenging the results of Antrim County. That shows you that this is not about really the winner. This is about the integrity of the elections. But no one's hearing this because that's going to be censored on social media, and mainstream media won't touch it. What happened over the weekend with hundreds of thousands of President Trump supporters and supporters of the free election, it's being downplayed if covered at all, and we're being and of course, you know, the Proud Boys are being blamed for hate crimes when in fact one or two got stabbed by Antifa people, and the police, they arrest the Proud Boys. I said earlier in a long-winded approach to this that, you know, you call 911, ain't no one coming to help you. So what do? And our frustration is off the flipping charts, man. If you're a conservative, you gotta. I'm telling you, I got so many emails this weekend from people who are saying, "What can we do? Well, this can't stand." So
That's right.
I'm going to just back up and, hey, fix the world. Help me fix the world.
Well, I think there's a lot we can do. First off, if you're not a male that owns a rifle, you can still call the White House and demand that the Insurrection Act be invoked and that we get a fair election. If you haven't done that already, you should. Now, the second thing that you need to understand is hope is not a strategy. Prayer, though necessary, is not a strategy. Okay? Prayer does not replace your responsibility to confront evil and to act. Okay? And these passive Christians need to get over themselves and understand that Christ confronted evil at every opportunity. And you need to be like Christ. You need to pray, and you need to stand against evil at every opportunity. And I think it's important that we move in a coordinated effort. And one of the reasons I'm on today is to get people to start spreading the word. We're going to start moving around the country on January 2nd and 3rd to D.C. armed in large groups. Get with your local militia, get your large group together, and start moving to D.C. armed, because on January 4th, we need to be in mass in D.C. armed, demanding, not asking, demanding that we get a peaceful resolution to these voter corruption issues, these election corruption issues, and that certain people be brought to trial and held to account. People like Bill Barr, people like Christopher Wray, people like Gina Haspel, all of the heads of all of these agencies that are charged with securing the United States that did absolutely nothing to secure this election or to expose any of this massive voter fraud. Now, you wonder why the media always portrays this as Russian disinformation. Well, why is it never Chinese disinformation? The Chinese have a spy network in the United States 20 times the size of the Russian spy network. The Chinese are a much bigger threat and a much bigger problem than Russia. But you never see the Democrats, you never see the media, you never see anyone that's bought and paid for by the Chinese say anything about the Chinese threat or the Chinese spy network. And that's because the foreign entity called China is absolutely complicit in funding this stolen election. What people haven't quite made the connection to yet is this is a Chinese takeover. This is a soft insurrection from the inside. And the people involved in it are either Chinese or they're paid by the Chinese in so many ways. And if you don't believe that's possible, explain to me why Eric Swalwell was sleeping with a Chinese agent for 8 years and was still allowed to be on the Intel committee. We have China influence all over the place. Our universities, our representatives that are supposed to be representing our interest are actually representing the interests of China. What a lot of people don't know is the whole Bundy Ranch thing, that whole land grab was a Chinese deal that went bad.
What?
Oh, absolutely. They needed land. They needed land for land mitigation and for minerals.
Well, I knew that, but how did the China? It's like maybe I just fall off the turnip truck, but how does the
Harry Reid's chief of staff, Neil Cornsey, got promoted to the head of the BLM, the director of BLM. Harry Reid's son formed 7 different shell corporations to make dirty deals with the BLM, to buy land for China and make deals with China, pennies on the dollar, by stealing them away from ranchers and American citizens and then dealing the land to China. These Chinese corporations. I mean, as you look at this, and you look at these land grabs and these dirty deals by people in the federal government, China's all over these things. The Ferguson riots, all of the burning that happened in Ferguson, every business, every building that was burnt was inside the territory of this 2012 Ferguson development plan, paid for and sponsored by the Chinese.
Yep.
I mean, you just go from one bad rub to another in the United States of America, and China is at the bottom of it. And these politicians are bought and paid for by China. There's Republicans with huge Chinese interests, not just the Democrats.
Graham.
And
Grassley.
People better wise up quick and
Romney.
realize hope is not a strategy at this point. We need a coordinated effort. We all need to move on the same days. If you're out west, you probably want to start moving on the 1st or the 2nd. If you're in the Midwest, the 3rd. And plan on being in D.C. on December 4th. We are going to make our presence felt, and we need to. And you need to be smart enough to travel in large groups armed. Police don't want a fair fight. If you travel in groups of 4, they'll surround you with 15, 20 policemen at gunpoint and take your guns and arrest you on some bogus charge, which will be a 242 violation, false denial of rights under the color of law kind of thing. But that's how the police operate. That's why you see Proud Boys being arrested, but you don't see Antifa being arrested. All this stuff is manipulated. And the only way to prevent your own personal manipulation is to travel in large enough groups armed that the policemen don't want to fight. And sometimes you just have to tell policemen that don't have the spine to stand up against the defund the police crowd is, hey, no worries, we'll take care of your problem for you. Just stand aside, and that's what we need to do. And people need to move en masse, and you need to get your act together. You've got about 2 weeks to get your groups together and move to D.C. and we need to put an end to this corruption.
Wow. John?
I'm here.
Go ahead.
Well, I agree with Sam. The corruption needs to end. It's this information about Ferguson I had not heard before. I heard very quickly that the damaged and destroyed property was set for redevelopment. Today's the first I heard the Chinese were behind it. I had no idea until this very moment. And of course, I did a live, updates every day while Sam was protecting property up there in Ferguson and others, residents and so forth. But this is new and shocking information, Sam, that the Chinese were funding the redevelopment in that area where all those buildings burned.
Sam Andrews was a
a
commander in the Ferguson set. He was there with us
development going forward
in St. Louis.
Well, they've been trying to run the small business men and women out of Ferguson so that this Chinese corporation could take over and handle the development of this area. And, for those of you that think I'm joking or just kidding about this stuff, I was in Ferguson on top of the Savoy building. And I got a call on the radio, Sam, come down. There's a woman down here that wants to talk to you. I said, who is it? Well, she says her name's Patty Burns. She claims she's the Democratic township leader of this area. I said, okay, I'll be down in a minute. I got down off the roof. I went down to talk to Patty, and she said, you need to look at the 2012 development plan. I said, well, why is that? She says, you need to pin the location of every building that was burnt to the ground last night. And I said, okay, why? And she said, because the Democrats have a deal with the Chinese corporation to develop this land. They've been trying to run the small business people out of there for years. And I said, okay, so you're the Democratic township leader? Why are you telling me this? Why am I hearing this from you if you're a Democrat? She said, they burnt my sister out in her small business and I've had enough. And so we did. We drove around and we charted, and sure enough, every building that had burnt to the ground was right in the borders of that development area. But see, people have got to realize there is not only foreign influence in our politics, foreign influence in our elections, corruption everywhere, but the Chinese are at the bottom of 95% of it.
Yep.
This is a Chinese coup. They don't have to come in with troops if they can buy our politicians and steal our elections. They could take it peacefully and make a ton of money doing it.
All right. That's okay. So the 2012 development plan property was destroyed in the Ferguson riots, and it's rather interesting, but not. So are you saying that the businesses, the buildings were burnt, the property was burnt, destroyed for the purposes of redevelopment, the invigoration or the reinsertion of Chinese interest in those buildings and properties?
Yep, that's exactly right.
And I know, John, you were on top of all that.
There was a big fucking deal about
as much as I could be.
They were talking about they actually
this behind the scenes stuff.
put it up for a vote in St. Louis.
It's pretty incredible. But now that we know more about the Chinese and what they've been doing for years, going back to Eric Swalwell, there's a strong belief, and the evidence points to the Chinese doing the same thing to several thousand men and women, just like Eric Swalwell, getting their hands on them when they're on a city council or run for a minor office, thinking that these people may become a U.S. rep or a U.S. senator in the future.
Okay. Now, guys, I'm going to mention something here at this point. I can verify this stuff. I live in St. Louis at the time when they were trying to get this Chinese territory that Chinese would have absolute control over. And they were trying to buy out people to have this development in St. Louis, and it would act like a sovereign land for China. It was going to be completely autonomous, and they were not going to be affected by our laws or anything else. And inside this little Chinese development center, whatever the fuck it was, but it was like the size of one of the city areas. Ferguson was just one of them. Kinloch was the other one. That's connected to, and Berkeley was in there too. And all these places, the houses have been burned out, and they just make it hard as hell for people to live there. And it's mostly, rented now, and the houses that are still standing it's basically slums. There's a couple nice areas in there, but in those areas, but they're not nothing like, you're not walking down Rodeo Drive. Okay. They're just places with decent houses, family units and small businesses and stuff like that. Strip mall kind of stuff is built back in the 40s and 50s. Okay. So it's all older development stuff. Back when McDonnell Douglas and stuff like that was going on, these houses were built in, so they had enough workers and stuff like that. It was all just that era of development, 50s and stuff like that. So they were going to make this autonomous zone, and they put it up for a vote in St. Louis, and it failed gloriously. It went nowhere, but that's what was going on. I was aware of that, and this was before Ferguson happened. But this ties it all together and why it happened. So, yeah. Yep. I can verify that on the scene, having been there, guys. Correct. But not for the people that are trying to stay in independent value. But, okay, I'm going to go back to the show. Check this out.
So they got control of them at an early age, at an early time. And they maintain control, apparently, all those years. The Chinese think decades in advance, and they'll spend as much time and spend as much money as they need to achieve their goals. And we're just now peeling back the layers of this, Doug, and finding out how insidious the Chinese have been for quite a few years to place their people in important positions. Even if it takes years, no matter how much money it takes, they just go about the business of doing it, Doug.
Yeah, and it's interesting. As Sammy mentioned this about Swalwell being on the House Intelligence Committee, right? The House Intelligence Committee. Okay, right. Yeah, right. And having an affair with a Chinese spy. And, I mean, really, I'll tell you what. This is why, in my view, and this is why a constitutional republic such as ours was only meant to be led by moral individuals, moral people with morals, because you can't have this. There's just no way. And go ahead. I'm not going to go further with that.
It's okay, Doug. You're absolutely on target there. Well, Sam says, and I agree with him, our job today is to wake people up, let them know that the time to get ready for whatever comes is right now in our face. For men that are armed and have arms and are trained in the use of arms, this may be the time when they need to be working with their county sheriff. The county sheriff, of course, is the statutory and traditional leader of the county militia. And I encourage people to do that, to work with their county sheriff. If that sheriff is willing to take on the task. I know here in Missouri, many sheriffs have taken on that task, and some have avoided it. And that's just the way it is.
But okay, John, I don't mean to interrupt you, but what I heard Sam say, John, and Sam, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're saying, okay, we've got militias, plural, or we've got groups. We're going to D.C. We're going to be armed, and we're going to demand. That justice be done. And that's coming. I mean, you got the keys in the ignition, and you got the bag packed. You're ready to go. Is this what I'm hearing you say?
Yeah, absolutely. And so it's important to note that what you don't want to do is react. Okay, you don't want to be reacting in some off-the-cuff way, and not in a coordinated way. You want to be prepared so that your response is a prepared, well-thought-out response. And so I've told a number of my friends, this is not the militia going to D.C. to take over the government. That is a misnomer. What this is concerned Americans concerned about election fraud, traveling to D.C., exercising their First and their Second Amendment rights at the same time. They'll tell you can't do that, by the way. They'll tell you can't exercise your First Amendment rights and your Second Amendment rights. And you certainly can't exercise your Second Amendment rights in D.C. Well, you can and you will if you want to save this republic. And you have to have enough spine, just like when the policemen surrounded us in Ferguson. I looked at them and I said, you can't make us leave. You don't have the firepower. And you know what you're doing is illegal. And you know what we are doing is totally legal. And you're on private property with no warrant. And they tried to say we were illegally conducting a security operation without a security license. All of that stuff is 242 violations. If you want to read U.S. Code 242, it talks about denying someone's rights under the color of law. In other words, under a false pretense that they're breaking the law and you're going to deny them their rights. This government in the current state is famous for that. And basically, you've got to stand there armed, look them in the eye and go, not this time. And you need to get out of the way. You'll either leave standing or you'll leave horizontal, but you need to leave because we will not be deterred. And I'm telling you, if we get 500,000 armed people in D.C., the police are going to have a whole different attitude about whether they want to attack us or not. Because if they decide to get aggressive, if they decide to be the provocateurs like they try to in many occasions, they are going to get a hard lesson in the Karachi rule. And so maybe they need it. I don't know.
Karachi rule?
Yeah.
What's that?
Mark Karachi was a famous Navy SEAL. And he was famous for 4 or 5 sayings when he trained Navy SEALs. One of them was the Karachi rule of asymmetrical warfare. And the crude, harsh version of that goes a little bit like this. You may think you're the baddest bear in the woods, and you might actually be the baddest bear in the woods. But when 1,000,000 fire ants jump your ass, you're dead. And see, this is the thing about government. They're a paper tiger. There aren't enough FBI, CIA, IRS, blah, blah, blah agents in this country to handle 500,000 armed men in D.C. And we need to communicate with Flynn and with Trump and let them know that we're there in support of them, in support of their move to invoke the Insurrection Act. And we need to demand that people like Bill Barr and Christopher Wray and Gina Haspel and all these 7th floor clowns at the FBI get removed and tried. And they either get tried for dereliction of duty, or if there's any ties with them to the Chinese, it's treason. And we hang them high in a tree, and we video it and let the whole world see what happens to people that commit election fraud in our country. We hold our honest elections sacrosanct. There is no more important platform for a republic than an honest election. And if you won't fight for that, you won't fight for anything.
Well, he's not wrong, John. If we don't fight here, it's wow.
Right.
Go ahead.
If this election is allowed to stand with Joe Biden being the winner, we are done as a republic. We're finished. And all my hillbilly neighbors know it. Sam knows it. You know it. I know it. We're done as a republic if this fraudulent election is allowed to stand. It can't be allowed to stand.
I'll ask both of you, but directly to Sam, is this kind of your clarion call to arms? Again, peaceful arms. I'm not. This is not about, as you said, this is not about overthrowing anything. This is about making your position known. Is this your clarion call today to members of? Go ahead.
You betcha, 100%. That we can't wait any longer, and I'll tell you why. Because the Democrats have promised gun confiscation by February 15th.
Yes.
The Biden crime family cannot be allowed to take control, because you put the Biden crime family in charge of the White House. Watch them steal the Senate elections in Georgia. Watch that happen. They'll steal a presidential election. Stealing one state Senate election is a piece of cake. Okay, if you let them get away with stealing a presidential election, there's nothing they won't do. And we are no longer in a country that has representative government. We are in a country that is ruled by Chinese-funded tyrants. And we got to stop it, and we got to stop it now.
How many people do you think that really, and I ask this with all due respect, how many people do you think will put their Second Amendment rights where their mouth is? And I respectfully ask that question, because there are a lot of people out there that say, oh yeah, let's do it. And then when it's time to do it, they say, well, yeah, gee, I got to go shopping, or whatever.
Well, there were 50,000 in Virginia, and the funny thing is, if we all move at the same time, they don't have enough resources to stop us. That's why it has to be done in a coordinated way. Okay? We all have to move on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. We need to be in D.C. on the 4th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Are you going to coordinate it? And I'm asking, are you the coordinator of this, or is there someone else that should be? I mean, if for people who want to get involved in this, and John, I don't know whether this is the first year you're hearing about this, but the people who want to take part in this, who do they contact?
You contact your friends with rifles and tell them to join you. That's who you contact, and then you get a map and you drive to D.C. But each individual is going to have to make their own decision on whether or not they want their children and grandchildren to grow up under a free America, or they want their children and grandchildren to grow up under Chinese tyrants.
No, and I
you have
agree.
A choice.
Yeah, but
I mean,
but you're not coordinating other groups. You're coordinating your group, right? Is that what you're saying?
Well, what I'm saying is each individual has to understand that there are thousands of people around the country
You can't
that have
centralize
made the
this. This
individual
has got to come
choice
from the people.
to go to D.C. And you need to join them. You need to make an individual choice, and you need to be an American and stop talking like one and start acting like one.
Well, agreed.
There is no mechanism by which we fix this if the Biden crime family takes over the White House.
No.
And let's talk about what that means.
Yes.
That means stay-at-home orders. That means mandatory mask orders. That means gun confiscation. That means mandatory vaccine orders, all of which the federal government has absolutely no constitutional authority to do, but you're going to see it happen. And you're going to see people capitulate to this. You're going to see all kinds of things happen that you never even dreamed of. They've already destroyed over 250,000 small businesses in the United States of America. If you don't stand up now, you will not recognize America June 1st of 2021. There will be no republic. You will likely not have a job. You will likely not have a way to fund your family, your food, your mortgage, your insurance costs. They are going to weaken this economy because they need to weaken the economy to weaken the U.S. military. And it just the whole scheme of theirs is about destroying the middle class, destroying the economy, thereby weakening the military and taking over from the inside out. China has written stated goals of world domination, and like John stated, they're very careful, patient, with a long-term interest, and they have infected thousands of areas of the United States with their spies and with their manipulators.
Well, you're absolutely correct. And John, I'm going to kick it back to you because I think at this point, we've been talking week by week about the destruction of small businesses, the lockdowns, the masks. the capitulation, as Sam said. And I think, John, obviously he's not wrong.
Well,
go ahead.
Well, personally, I'm looking for some leadership in this myself. I'm looking for people like Mike Flynn at a national level to provide some leadership for people to have a rallying point and some organization of this.
You can bet by what Sam just said. I can guarantee you can bet this will get some play, and I guarantee you, Lieutenant General Michael Flynn will be aware of this. I promise you that.
Okay. Well, like I say, we need some leadership at the top level, so people have some coordination and some structure to what's going on. I was in Washington, D.C. I've been there a number of times, but most recently September of last year. And it's a great place, beautiful place. And if 500,000 men show up that are armed, without structure and leadership, it would be chaos on the part of those men. They need structure and they need leadership to do this properly. And that's what I'm looking for.
So that's the Sam, right? I mean, that goes back to the question I asked you, Sam. Are you going to be taking part in kind of any type of coordination, or are you just going to grab your group and go and look for support, look for others?
Well, I think you'll see those questions answered here within a week. But John is correct. There needs to be leadership. We all need to be on the same page, and that page should be really simple. We're American citizens concerned about election fraud and the stolen election. So that's first. Second is we want accountability to these federal agencies run by criminals. People like Comey, people like Haspel, all of these people that had a duty to protect our election. Do you realize the NSA has every bit of information that they need to convict people of election fraud, the major actors in this election fraud? The NSA has every speck of information they need to make that happen. What have they done? Why are they silent? Why is the FBI silent? Why has Christopher Wray discovered no election fraud? The FBI needs to be disbanded. The FBI has done nothing but cover up the crimes of Chinese-sponsored Democrats. Think about that for a minute. Our own FBI. Not only have they done that, but the FBI was complicit in a coup attempt to try and take Donald Trump down, the duly elected president of the United States. So we are at the point in this country now where we have got to get rid of these corrupt regimes inside the federal government. They need to go away. They need to be disbanded, and the people running them need to be arrested and hung. I mean, this is nothing short of treason. And now that we have evidence of Chinese involvement in the steal and Chinese funding of the steal, these people, their crimes have just risen to the level of treason. We're past election fraud. We're dealing with straight up treason.
I agree. And John, I think you and I have talked about this Mondays.
We have. Election fraud is nothing new. They've been in Chicago for decades. We know that. But when you have foreign money and foreign powers involved, that's what makes it treason, and that's in fact what we're dealing with. The Dominion software company was bought about 30 days before the election by majority interest by the Chinese. We know that. That seems to be a proven fact. Every place you start peeling back layers of the onion, you keep bumping into Chinese people and Chinese money. That's what makes it treason, as opposed to corrupt Chicago politicians just doing what they've been doing for decades without foreign money and foreign influence. That's just routine, not that it's a small thing, routine corruption at the city level. But we're way past that here. This involves foreign actors, foreign money, and treason against the interests of the United States of America. That's in fact what's going on here, Doug.
And you're right. UBS, or there was a $400,000 from the Communist Chinese Party to for the purchase. I believe it was for the bankrupt. Was it Smartmatic or Dominion? I'm not sure which one of those two, so don't hold me to that. But the Communist Chinese Party controls UBS. They control Dominion. There's other parties and companies implicated as well. But you've got foreign money. You got Venezuela, the architecture of the software used. You got China influencing or putting money into this, and then you've got Soros, Alexander, as you mentioned, Sam. That and I will also state you've got Facebook capitulating to the Communist Chinese model of censorship, as well as Twitter. But Facebook, they threw in $400 or $400 million, as much as the federal government, into key areas themselves. Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan, I think is his wife. Gotta say, this is looking pretty bad for them. So, Sam, go ahead.
Well, it's hard for people to believe, but it's 100% verifiable that the Chinese have created a very coordinated attack on our election. From social media to mainstream media to politicians sleeping with agents. I mean, who wanted to impeach Trump? Who pushed the impeachment of Trump? Wasn't it Swalwell on the Intel committee? The same guy sleeping with a Chinese whore?
He was one of them. You
know, and at what point do we go, enough? Stop it. And it's time. And it's important that we respond in a coordinated, level-headed, peaceful way. And, like I said, people will tell you, you can't exercise your First and Second Amendment rights at the same time. Well, who believes that garbage? There's nothing wrong with demonstrating in Washington, D.C. with a rifle on a sling. You keep that thing pointed at the ground. You don't threaten anybody with it, right? And you tell people in no uncertain terms, you bring us these criminals. We'll give them a trial by jury, but you bring us these criminals. And, unfortunately, Trump appointed some of these people. They were terrible picks. Bill Barr, to me, that still baffles me to this day why he would choose Bill Barr.
And the sad part about this, and John, you know this, and Sam, I know you know this, the FBI, Department of Justice, they've got the election, a specific division for election fraud. It'd be like our investigative company having a special part of the company for, I don't know, insurance fraud or for whatever. So, but there's no movement. And even when you take the private intel or private security group like ASOG verifying that the vote was manipulated, and in fact, in a county where Donald Trump won, but that negates everything. So, wow, yeah, this is like, like you said, and John, folks, John Moore, thelibertyman.com. Go to that website, bookmark that website, please, and support John and what he does, his endeavors, and listen to his show. By the way, Sam is, both of you guys doing this marathon radio and television today. The web presence for John Moore at libertyman.com. Support John, support Sam. And by the way, Sam's Freedom Center USA, it's Freedom Center USA 777 at gmail.com. Support him because he's under attack. And now you know why, when you speak the truth, of course, you're going to get attacked, as we've been too. But there it is there on your screen, Freedom Center USA 777 at gmail.com, and as well on libertyman.com. And the links will be in the program description box at hagenreport.com. So, okay, I didn't mean to. I just wanted to make sure people understood who we were talking to and what was. So, John, I'm going to kick it back to you because I think this is kind of a wow moment for everyone listening, I would assume. And now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of her country, their country.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I was telling Sam at my show earlier today that yesterday I was able to be a spectator at the of the Lewis and Clark Fife and Drum Corps in St. Charles, Missouri. Youngsters, 17 and younger, boys and girls, with authentic 1812 Army uniforms, playing the fife and drums. Very patriotic. I'll be getting that music from bumper music here on my show here in the next week or so. But it was very moving to see youngsters that take the time to learn these instruments, play these instruments, march down the street, playing the patriotic songs from 1812, Yankee Doodle, and others.
All right, folks. I'm going to put the link to the rest of this article for you guys to share out. And I need you guys to start spreading this article. The actual interview starts around 30 minutes. Okay. You guys got to copy that link and send it out to your contact list. Post up this article on any other posting sites, on Twitter, Facebook, stuff like that. Get this out to everybody. This is why we're here right now. This is one of the things we can do. Just get this out to your contact list, everybody you know, all the sites you visit. When you go to another live stream, post it up. Patriots awake. Okay, this is what it's all about. Now I'm going to put the link up for everybody to come back up on screen. We're going to shut this window down here. Let me get this taken care of here. Set the link. Chris, anybody, Joker, anybody wants to come up? Aaron, Buffalo Bill, guys, AZ, come on up. Native Engine, you could come up. Oh, you've been up before. Thule, hell. Grab a link. Let's talk about this. I'll put the links up one more time. Rock on. There you go. Come on in, Tim. Be good to talk to you. Hey, what's up?
Well, I'll give it a shot. Why not? Hey, why not? My lighting's fucking... Hold on. Let me figure out my lighting.
You look good. That's fine. We can see you.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Yeah, my room's a little dark tonight.
Hey, all right. Warehouse dweller, he's looking for fucking itching up in fucking here in D.C.
Right.
I'll fucking go on a train ride up to D.C. I will, because I think it's kind of important.
Yeah, it is kind of absolutely important. And those of us who have taken oaths and honors and
Right, I'll run it by fucking warehouse dweller tomorrow and see. It's just, I should have been traveling all summer. I'm just telling you, this COVID shit fucked my plans up big time. Big time. I mean, I COVID fucked me up. I wanted to travel. I wanted to fucking go and do and see things. Seabird was supposed to come up here, and we were supposed to go digging for some diamonds up here and stuff. Yeah. And I gave it all up. Now, COVID fucked me up, and I want to travel. Warehouse dweller, he's pissed off because he's got his reason. Whatever. He's warehouse dweller, and he's pissed off. And he's just like a week ago. He says, "Hey, you want to go to D.C. and protest?"
This is the time. This is the time. This is what.
Well, I know. I'll look into it tomorrow. He's doing the fucking his little baby. He bought a new building, and we're fucking with that. So
Hey,
he's
well,
going there tomorrow for a wake and bake.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll bring the hash pipe and if I can put some dessert on that shit.
There you go. Share him that link.
Yeah.
Hey, Buffalo Bill.
Hey,
What's up, man?
all right.
Go Wild Bill.
Aaron, come on.
Come on. Yeah. Dude, you should hear him fucking warehouse while we do it. No, he's the
What do you think,
master.
Wild Bill?
What's that?
What do you think?
What do I think?
What
I've heard a lot. I've heard of a lot of these things start up like this. The thing of it is I don't think it's a militia thing. It's not. It's not the militia.
No.
Like you said. No.
No,
It
it
is.
ain't the militia yet.
Oh, it is.
Not yet.
It is, and it isn't.
It-
You start pinning it down and
It's a
just-
probe.
the problem is, if you start pinning it down to one centralized organization, they're going to go after them.
So you got to keep moving.
Right.
Oh, I need to find somebody to carpool with.
You're a carpooler. I'm gonna take a train, and I promise to behave.
Well, right. Well, they're probably not going to let you on the train with a weapon.
I'm not.
I ain't gonna carry no weapons that you could see. I'm gonna be no. You ain't get. I ain't gonna have no weapons.
Maybe I
You
can
can't see
carpool
him.
with Battery if Battery goes, because he'd be coming right across.
I ain't traveling with Battery. I'd be traveling with Warehouse. We're kind of.
Right. No, he's talking about him. Yeah, I haven't seen. I don't know if Battery's in or Battery. Are you in there?
Yeah, because he's in Oregon.
Me and Warehouse dweller would be all right.
AZ's in Arizona.
I know. Me too. Dennis Espinosa down there in Texas, and I reckon I could muster a few down in Texas.
Well, I think we'll see. Because I got it. I'm following the Dan Bongino rule. Everybody is you gotta wait 24 to 48 hours from breaking news before you act.
Well, this wasn't just breaking news. This was the people.
I'm sorry. I know. I'm ready.
Now the Andrew
But
guy,
I'm not ready.
He was a commander on the ground in Ferguson for the Oath Keepers.
I got shit.
And
I'm
I
ready.
know him personally. I
got a question.
In Ferguson.
I got a question.
What's that?
What happens if we're all there, mustered together in D.C., and they've got us all in a big freaking cluster, and they can just drone the shit out of us?
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Problem solved.
I'd rather die on my feet than live on my fucking knees. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, if you got money to make the trip.
I'm sorry. I mean, that's just the way. That's what this is. Because there is no going backwards from here. If we allow this to go on, there is no going back to anything we resemble as the good old days.
Yeah, but what about on the other side?
Okay.
Business
so
won't matter because you won't have
I need
one.
to protect my
there will
property.
be no business because there will be no one to own it. Because there will be nobody that has the money to buy from it. Did you hear what he said?
Yeah.
He was talking right out of their playbook. And I know you know what he's talking about.
All right.
In so many other places. They're here now. They are going to destroy this country. And they're going to accelerate. You will not recognize this country by June 1st.
No, they've already got Chinese troops on the Canadian border and on the Mexican border waiting to come in.
If we don't stop it here and now, there
Yeah.
will be no hope of stopping it, period.
You're right.
I'm still waiting to see proof.
That's, and Larry was showing me
That's some good
earlier.
tasting
He
whiskey.
caught it first and he brought it to me, and I was like, oh fuck. He goes, like that. We were watching it. I was like, fuck. He goes, what do you keep saying fuck for? Because I know what this.
And like 7-Up, freezing up.
I know what this means.
You're
Right.
using
I'm out. I'm out. I'm
All
out.
right, man. I'll see you in chat.
Love you guys.
right, Aaron.
No, I gotta go.
All right, bro. So that's where we're at.
We're getting close. There's still some things that have to play out, though.
Yeah, there is. There are a couple things that are going to play out.
Have
And-
you ever heard of Jeffrey Prather on YouTube?
Prager University?
Prather.
Oh,
P-R-A.
no, I've
Yeah.
never heard of that. No.
I'll message you a link in a little bit. He did a broadcast tonight. He is retired Special Forces. He assesses everything from a military perspective as to what's going on, and he does 2 videos a week, like Tuesdays and Thursdays or something like that.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And he's looking at this as 4th generation warfare, not a shooting war.
Right.
But I like his perspective.
Well, we're taking back. It's 1776 again, guys.
Well, we're not taking anything back. We're just not going to let it be taken.
Correct. No, that's
At what point are you fully justified?
you remember what I said a few days ago? It's going to matter about numbers. It's going to be about numbers. About having.
Also,
It will depend on numbers. That's all that kept. That's the only thing that kept going through my mind. It's going to depend on numbers, and then this pops up.
I just think, what would William Wallace do?
Wallace would lead the charge.
Hell to the yeah, man.
yeah, but see, that was at a time when large armies came together. And that's not what's going on.
That's what is exactly going on. That's what we have to do.
Yep.
We have to get the word out and get it out to everybody for them to make their own decisions.
Well, all militia is local. At its core, all militia is local. The family, the community.
And we need every single one that will form to form and go.
Yeah, but when we're all vacating our homes and they know we're all there, they can have their way with our homes.
They're going to have their way with your homes even if you stay there.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Because you ain't going to have a home. That's what it's all about. They're going to put you in a fucking city and throw you in a box and give you a job.
I have visions of Joe Biden's America, and
They're going to forcibly inoculate you. They're going to classify you whether you're useful or not useful.
force you to give you the vaccine. That means they're going to have to hold people down and force it on them.
Yep, mandatory.
And
It's going to happen here.
and they're going to come in groups, and it's probably going to be Chinese freaking surrogate troops, because they won't get the U.S. military on board with it. Not 100%.
Nope.
It'd be Chinese troops that are sitting on the outskirts of our borders right now.
Yep.
This ain't no bullshit.
Nope.
What we have is a Chinese takeover of our country.
Mm-hmm.
It's here. It's fixing to happen. It's actually happened in a lot of ways. A lot of our land has been bought up by them. They even got a Chinese operative as our governor here.
No, and I'll tell you what, that Chinese thing that Andrew brought up, Andrews, Sam Andrews, he brought it up about Ferguson. He's absolutely fucking right. I was in St. Louis. I mean, I'm born and raised here, and I've been living here for the last 30 years. And they were trying to build this autonomous zone for China.
Yeah.
They were calling it a cultural exchange zone, and our laws would not apply there. It would be sovereign land for China. And they were working on this development program to bring this to reality. And it got decimated when it reached the people. And nobody would support it. And but they still planned on going through with it. And as all this shit came up, and then Ferguson happens. Oh yeah. So he was absolutely right on the money with that. So I was well aware of that at the time. But yeah, no shit. So this is all right here. It's right now. You have to make a decision. You want to live on your feet, you want to die on your feet, or live on your knees. Because there's no in between. Hold on a second. Ranger. So AZ, what you got going on down there? I need to mute out in a minute.
If I get the gas, I'll just go and stay with some people I know in West Virginia.
Yeah, if something could be organized in Virginia, the logistics aspect of it is hard enough. But if there's a place to stay, pitch in for food, it would be doable.
I know some people in West Virginia.
Well, there's I'm back. I was just looking to see. I mean, I've got phone calls out to several contacts and stuff like that. I'm just, we can start putting caravan together because it's got to be caravan. It's not going to be one guy and a couple guys in a car.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to have to go as a group. We have to do a caravan kind of thing.
Don't travel real close, but enough that.
No, we keep on it like a caravan.
Well, we need a place where we could probably assemble somewhere, an assembly point, and then make our way the rest of the way in there.
Right. We'll have to develop this up. We've got about 2 weeks, to start putting this together and then see, who can and who will and who won't.
I know one of the camps that we stayed at down near was Bull Run. If anybody wants to look that up.
Where's that?
That's outside. It's a little outside. It's like
outside
on the Virginia side, like right across that bridge.
Okay.
It's called Bull Run. It's a campsite. We used that last time.
No, I've got camping stuff and everything, tent, stoves, all that.
Right. Probably just stay out the caravan kind of thing. Hold on a second. Here's Tim. So, hey, Tim, where you at in Ohio?
It's conservative patriot.
I know. Where you at in Ohio?
I'm in Massachusetts.
Oh, you're in Massachusetts?
Yep.
Oh, geez. I thought you was in Ohio. I'm sorry.
No.
Oh. So what's going on around you, man?
Well, we got a tyrannical governor, pushing all this crap, COVID crap.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got all establishment Republicans up here. No, they're all rhinos.
Did you see the message? The video?
Oh, yeah.
Did you get the link?
Did I get the link?
Yeah, for the article or for that interview.
I don't think I did.
All right, hold on a second. I'll post it up again.
But you're definitely right, man. We're definitely living in 1776 again.
It's here, brother. There's nothing we can do about it. We have to deal with it. We are the generation that was brought for this.
Yeah, that's why the Constitution was made.
Yep.
Right here.
These are times that try men's souls.
Yeah,
You know?
It's a different kind of war now. It's us against the left.
The world. No, it's us against the world, man.
That too.
This is no play games. This is not talking bullshit. This is not. It's time to put up or shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
Get out of the way or get run over, kind of deal.
I think that we should stay there until our demands are met.
Yes, that's what.
None of this go there like it's a little freaking vacation for 2 days.
Yep.
No,
Shit.
no, we're there for the long haul until our demands are met.
Yep. And we set a deadline.
We give them deadlines.
Right.
Oh,
If they don't meet the deadlines, then they're in deep shit.
well,
Right,
you heard
exactly.
what. This is not just a bunch of Jews, doing this either. Sam Andrews was the commander. He's career law enforcement. Okay, SWAT team guy. Okay, he is oath keeper. No bullshit. He ran the teams and commanded all the teams in fucking St. Louis for the oath keepers, and kicked their fucking asses out. Okay, no bullshit. This guy's real deal. He's not up there talking shit off of just getting upset about something after he's been sitting around the pool. He's active. He does. He's one of our commanders.
And you've got to realize something else too. If we lose and people start saying, I want to go home, and they don't want to stay there, and we lose, they're probably going to throw every damn one of us in prison.
That's the risk we play. That's risk. That's part of this. Hey, you put everything on the line.
Everything
is on the line. Whether you want to do it or not, it's going to happen to you.
Yeah.
So if you stand up, we could stop this shit. If everybody stands up, we could stop this shit. It depends on numbers. We have to get the 1 million men armed in D.C. January 4th.
And we're going to back each and every one of us up.
You got 1 million men armed. I don't give a fuck how many get stopped along the way.
You help them if you see it, man.
Right. You back them up.
Yeah.
Around that cop.
Yep.
And you put the determinants on that cop. You say, look, you're either part of this or you're against this. When you make a decision now. And that motherfucker's, what's he going to do? He got 40, 50 cars sitting around now. That's the kind of numbers I'm talking about. You overwhelm them.
Yep. They don't want to mess around, man.
That's what the government fears the most.
Okay, I got a phone call I got to take, guys. Hold on a second.
No problem. So what is it like where you guys are?
Snowy. Snowy and cold. Just like December's supposed to be.
Yep.
Probably not down there in Arizona, though.
Excuse me.
It's getting there.
Is it getting there?
It's 39 degrees right now.
Oh wow.
And that'll be getting warmer.
You ever get snow there?
Yep.
I don't remember ever driving through there where you're at, ever seeing snow, but
I'm at 3,200 feet.
yeah.
I'm at least one.
I know it can get ugly in Flagstaff and up there around Page and stuff.
Oh yeah.
About 15, 20 miles from me is Yarnell, Arizona, and there's like a mountain range, long ridge that's great that Yarnell is at the top of, and they're up at 1 mile, so they always get snow during the winter.
Yeah.
And whatever's left over, I get.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have cedar trees up there?
Yeah, but up in you get up to that elevation, 20 miles away, and you get some scrub pine, still get mesquite and palo verde,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of grassland up there.
Mm.
Up in there. You get up into a little further, there's pine trees.
Do they still have that thing in Arizona where you get a driver's license and it's good for 50 years?
It's good for like 10 or 15 years. Last time I got one was 2010, and it comes up in 2024.
Yeah. It used to be 50 in
I
Arizona.
remember when it was every 2 years, every year. It was a pain in the ass.
What about the tags on your vehicles? Is that every year?
Say that again?
The tags on your license plate, is that every year?
You can choose either 1 year or 2 years.
Huh.
Yeah, we got our. They did away with the safety inspection on vehicles in my state, and the only thing they do is emissions, and that's
I
only for
remember,
certain
I remember
counties.
up in Jersey they used to do that.
Mm.
Well, the emissions is only in certain counties.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that was our ex Oath Keeper organization. Kind of our secretary,
Yeah.
and she finally got back to me. I had to talk to her.
You got to vet
Oh,
you.
okay.
Say what?
Do they have to vet you?
I've been part of the group for quite a while. I'm one of those kind of like been doing this for like 10 years. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I guess.
Yeah. I was part of RUSA, and this was the chapter I was working with under Oath Keepers. So,
I heard a little while ago that
you broke up. You heard a little while ago what?
Oath Keepers put out like 2 announcements this past week.
Really?
I haven't gotten to it yet.
Is it the Arizona Oath Keepers?
No, the national.
Oh, okay.
To a video earlier, and they mentioned the Oath Keepers.
I'm not a member of it. I'm just an oath keeper.
We have the Yavapai.
Yeah.
It's the Yavapai County group. They have a YouTube channel. They just posted a video today, which I haven't watched because my to-do list is so fucking long.
I bet.
Well, battery's in now. What's up, battery? Hey, Tim Boggs, Devra, Abe Jones, Thule, how you doing? Guys, this is it, man. Oh, shit. Good grief.
Good grief.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Whatever happens, we ain't gonna live forever anyway.
Nah, nobody lives forever. Nobody gets out alive.
I mean, old soldiers never die. They just go to hell to regroup.
Right.
The Yavapai County group is called Yavapai County Preparedness Team up on YouTube.
Arizona
They
also
have
has a Minuteman organization down there too.
They have a bright yellow PFP on their channel.
You also got the Minuteman organization down there, AZ.
You know the movie that comes to mind through all this? The Patriot. You guys gotta watch that. It's very, very inspiring.
Oh, the Patriot, yeah. Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
Yep.
Especially at the Battle of Cow's Den. Oh, damn, that gets me going.
Yeah, it does.
As soon as the general, I think it's Gates, whoever plays him, says, "Push forward, man." I'm like, yeah, kick those bastards.
But yeah, Larry was wanting to say something.
You're the speaker.
Yeah.
I'm going to clear it with you.
All right, hold on a second. I'll be right back.
No problem.
2020 is already known as the Battle of Costco.
Yeah.
The Battle of Costco?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it says in the Constitution that the government can make no laws.
Yep. One handy little tool to carry around is your little pocket Constitution.
That's what I got right here.
Right on. They're cheap and you can buy them anywhere.
Oh yeah.
Well, Wizard ducked out for a minute, huh?
Yeah, he had to go do something, I think.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Sorry about that. I'm back. Thanks. No, I was just talking to Larry. Now, Larry's been there on the previous stuff, on some of the previous actions.
Yeah.
And he's going to come on tomorrow night, and he can answer some questions and talk to you guys about, preparations and stuff like that, about actually working through some of the details they dealt with on their trips in the past. Give you guys some experience information.
That'd be great.
All right. So he said he's going to come on and he's going to do He's going to do some stuff on that tomorrow night.
Sweet.
Give you an idea on what to prep and stuff like that. So we get this out of the way, have a decent Christmas, and then go
Oh.
raise it.
Oh, I already got emergency food supply going, so I'm set.
Well, you just need a go pack, last you about 4 or 5 days.
Well, I got enough stuff that can last me a couple of years.
Well, I'm just saying you only need to pack enough to take with you, enough for 4 or 5 days.
Travel light. Travel light.
light.
Oh,
don't need to-
I thought, okay.
Going to DC, man, not bunkering in your house. Because bunkering in your house is only waiting for them to come kill you.
Bring stuff like you would bring if you were going out on a combat mission.
Yeah.
You're gonna have some MREs, probably some way to heat them, and blah blah blah. Cold weather
Get
sleeping
your
gear.
ruck together. Get your ruck gear together.
It's cold up there in DC,
It's cold. It's going to be cold.
so you're gonna
I'm
need cold.
going to be wearing my old field jacket.
Take your long johns, take your military shit,
Yep.
and look military. Look the part.
Okay. What you keep looking at, Bear?
Serious.
Yep. Do you want to be talking about, being gone for, 3 or 4 days? Bring enough food, stuff like that. So you don't have to rely on finding anything open because, they got everything shut down.
Yep.
All the restaurants are shut down. And the fucking grocery stores, half of them are burnt out. Up in
Canteens, you can't go for very long without water, and you may have a hard time getting water.
Yeah,
So
was very, very, very important.
Right. So get ready to stack a couple jugs, several jugs on your vehicle or something. You know what I'm saying? I got a 30-gallon water tank. I'm gonna have a 30-gallon water tank with me.
I got survival bars and stuff like that. That's what I take.
Yeah, those granola bars.
If you making fires and cooking and all that shit,
Yep.
We're there doing business.
All right.
You ever seen those survival bars that come in the foil wrapper? Like on lifeboats and stuff?
MREs. You got MREs? Throw 3 or 4 of those in there.
Yeah. I made my own MREs. I'm not buying them.
There you go. Well, if you got capability, carry extras for people who may have,
Or actually, you might wind up being there longer, and you might need food for longer.
Correct. Okay, hold on a second, Don. I need that link, but I got to get a link for somebody else. Hold on a second. I got 3 or 4 things going on at the same time.
Here it is, right there.
I know there's going to be some old white-haired old dudes out there.
There's going to be plenty of us.
Probably some Vietnam vets and bikers and everybody you can
They're
imagine.
all going to be there. Truckers, bikers, you name it. We're not going to get close. We're going to have to march in.
Yeah, we're going to have to freaking hope it.
This is time to be a hero.
I might have to bring some sandbags too.
Some sandbags.
No, I got sandbags. I got to fill them up with sand and freaking dig in. I ain't playing.
Go outside. Yes. Hold on a second. Good Lord. Yes, I know, buddy. Come on, you need to go outside.
Whoa, Trump just tweeted something pretty serious here. I think the governor in Georgia is probably gonna go to jail.
Oh yeah, man.
That guy's a freaking tricon. Hey, Canoes, how you doing, buddy?
What's up?
Hey, Canoe.
Good news.
Howdy, folks.
You might as well fire up that boat, man.
That sounds like a capital idea.
Capital idea.
Put
Yeah,
some
yeah.
fire in the boat and drink them and smoke them if you got them.
Oh shit.
I don't think I'm drinking tonight.
No.
Too much of that the last 2 nights.
Oh really?
I actually got me some potato vodka.
Ooh.
Potato vodka. Huh.
I figured I would try it. I haven't ever tried potato vodka.
It's not bad. I've had it before.
I'm gonna have to get a new headset.
This is from Austria. This potato vodka.
Really?
Wow. What's up, brother?
I love that.
That is awesome.
Freaking Chinese bastards.
Yeah, you hear it stack, it's probably because of my headphones. They're pretty old. So I apologize.
But every Chinese person, this is nothing to go against the free Chinese that are here for the real right reasons.
Right.
This is the communists. This is not a race thing. Chinese people, I have an acupuncturist that's from Beijing, China. Sweetest lady that ever was.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I love Chinese people. I like their food. I like everything about them. I just don't like their that communist government that's over there. In fact, there's two governments in China.
Yeah, it's the CCP and the other one.
The other one's the good one.
Yep.
And the CCP is the bad one. And the CCP just took over Hong Kong.
You gotta be kidding.
And Hong Kong wants them out. And they don't want to be under that.
I don't blame them. Tell you what, man, those fucking people gotta stand up for their damn country, man.
Well, like I said earlier in the chat, I mean, you have to set an example because maybe something similar will wind up happening in Canada too.
Oops, sorry. But it's already happening.
I think Canada needs to get rid of Trudeau and all those Quebec.
Yeah, he's a freaking Castro person.
Yeah. You got to get rid of them and put Canada back on track.
He's a disgrace.
Okay, I got that one there. Hold on.
And what's not to love about Canada?
Canada's a great country. It's just,
well,
like
they have
it's Trudeau.
They have snow Mexicans there.
They have snow Mexicans. It's full of snow Mexicans.
Snow Mexicans? What the shit?
Yeah.
Right, the Arctic desert.
I honestly think that they rigged they used Dominion up there too. So how the hell did these corrupt people still stay in power?
I wonder how snow Mexicans make their tacos.
Oh shit.
Probably seal meat or something.
Yeah, I tell you what, there's a lot of pissed off Americans right now. Let me tell you.
Yeah,
They're done with this shit.
we're gonna get 1 million of them in DC. Jet 4.
Oh, they
That's
have
what
another
you
one, January 4th.
do. What?
Good night, Singularity. Have a good one, brother.
Singularity, have a good night, man.
Hey, where you going, bro? Talk to you later, man. Dream well, Patriot.
Oh, no. I ain't leaving yet.
No, I was talking to saying
Okay.
January 4th is when we got to be at DC, conservative Patriot.
Yeah. So I got helicopters flying over my house right now.
But tight.
I don't know. I can't tell what type. It's probably life flight or something.
I've seen a lot of Blackhawks lately.
We
Here.
got our National Guard's got the Blackhawks and
What the hell you call those?
Apaches. They got the federal troops have Apaches. You don't hear them bastards till they're right on you.
Oh no. They're very freaking quiet.
They got stealth mode.
Oh yeah.
Apaches will fly right in on you. If they're even within a mile, they could take out anything in sight.
Yep.
In the dark of night.
Yeah, team them up with a Kiowa Warrior. They can do some massive damage.
I think a
But
Kiowa.
I don't think. Yeah, they don't use.
Can't they? I believe the Kiowa can haul a bigger payload, right?
Yeah, I know the Pentagon just denied access
Not
to
sure.
Biden. Pentagon said, no, you ain't coming here.
No. I'm going to tell you, Biden is never going to occupy the White House.
I got your email, AZ. I got your
What?
contact link. I got that link from.
That's Jeffrey Prather from today.
Yeah, I watched some of that earlier.
Biden will never occupy the White House.
Nope. He will never occupy the White House as president. He can't even get in there. He can't get the security clearance.
And Obama, don't even get me started on that bastard.
No, me either.
Spygate.
Obamagate.
Oh, wow.
What's up? See what the president just said.
No, what he just said.
About Texas.
I'm looking right now. Hold on his Twitter.
All I can do is just sit here and stare because I can't even surf anything from my phone. I'm only on my phone. Unless AZ says something. Or Canoes.
Just in. Well, it's over a day ago, but all the 38 electoral votes for Texas go to Donald Trump.
Yeah.
That's in Texas. 38 electoral votes. I think every state's doing that.
Well, I think Nevada just went to Trump.
Yeah, Nevada, Arizona, Georgia, Pennsylvania, and Michigan.
I heard it was 22 or 23 states did it. Setting up the contesting the electoral votes in the House and Senate on January 6th.
Yeah. Yeah, wait till they find out they're all for Trump.
You know, someone else put out a short video that explained all that tonight.
You know who? You can't remember?
I'm going to go back and get a link for it and send it to Wiz.
Okay.
It also explains what's going to happen January 6th. I'm still trying to wrap my
As I
head
look at
around.
right now, he has over 88.6 million Americans following him on Twitter right now. What does Biden have? 21 million? There's no way in shit he got that many votes. No way. In fact, he actually admitted it on tape. It's on tape. They say we created the biggest voter fraud organization in American history.
Yep.
So he just admitted it. And I know as soon as they start counting, they're gonna start do something ridiculous. Sure as shit, this is what they did. They tried to steal it from us.
I'm telling you, bro, this is 1776 all over again. Here we go.
Yep. Well, Texas is gonna go to Trump anyway because they love him. I mean, that state's always been red as long as I can remember. It's always gonna stay red.
Anyway,
People are smart down there in the South. They ain't dumb.
states always
They're very smart people.
Hey, Wiz, I'm going to
Yeah.
drop the link to the other guy right in chat.
All right.
Okay.
It's
I'm just still trying to hit everybody and make sure everybody's got all the links and stuff back and forth.
All right.
yeah.
You got me doing sets of push-ups now.
Damn straight, brother.
I just dropped that link. Is Eye Opener with Michael Lewis. The title of it is Trump's 106 Special Powers.
Mm-hmm.
If it's national season, but remember right, he explains the joint session of Congress on the 6th. Well, it's 18, 19 minutes long.
Yeah, this does too.
Yeah, it's a lot of good stuff out there.
Well, I hope, even if we don't get enough people, the fact that you went and you did, even if it was a group of 5 people, it doesn't matter. Yeah, we made a point. And that's kind of what the 3% concept was all about.
Well, it's not that. It's 3% of the population took up arms against the British.
Exactly. But that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Even if you don't have huge groups, it doesn't matter.
You just have to overwhelm the forces that do.
If I'm the only guy to show up, it'd still be worth my time.
Well, I think there'll be a lot of people that show up.
I think you're right. And the more the better. The more the better.
As soon as they see guns, they're going to start, oh shit, they're not fucking around. Because no, we're not fucking around. We're going to let them know that we want justice. We want these corrupt bastards to go to jail.
While you're
Period.
on the move toward the area, you've got to be with a big group. Is what he was saying.
Yes. Because it's idiot Antifa and shit.
They may be having roadblocks and checkpoints because this is how commies do.
You have to be able to overwhelm them.
They
There's
have
ways
to.
around that.
We have to go through in overwhelming numbers, either that or find back roads or something where you're not going to get stopped.
DC's right on a river, man. Moving on the water.
Yeah, you could use a canoe.
No, man, I'm talking like a fucking, militia naval invasion on the Potomac going downtown DC. All these people with the Trump boat rallies all across
that'd
the
be
country,
fucking
all the
badass.
people with the big ass boats and shit. Imagine that going up the fucking Potomac.
Shit, yeah.
Oh, shit. Fuck, dude.
How
Yeah.
are you going to stop that? Think of it logistically. Okay, you got a couple Coast Guard boats around DC doing Homeland Security missions. That's about it.
With General Flynn with a freaking powdered wig on. Right at the bow of the boat with his sword pointed in the air.
That'd be awesome. like here we are, bitches.
One of those Commodore looking hats. Wearing one of them Commodore hats and a freaking powdered wig and got his saber pointed to onward.
Oh, that'd be great. I think he would do something like that too.
It'd be cool. It'd be cool.
It would. I'm so glad he's free. Oh, that man's been through hell for the last 4 years, man.
And I like what he was talking about having colonial executions.
Ooh.
I like the colonial executions, complete and colonial firing squad. I've been saying this all along.
That's what they did. That's what they did back then. If you didn't,
yeah.
If you didn't pay their law, I mean, it's command.
The priest goes up and he freaking says a little prayer doodad over them. They give them their last request. Would you like a cigarette or something? Whatever. With blindfold on, and you tell them, what's your last request, and then okay, and you have what is it? A squad of 7? Is it 7? And then one
squad of 7. Yeah.
And then there's one empty rifle, and so nobody knows who had the empty rifle.
Nope.
And they
fire out in front of them by my fucking self and shoot every one of the bastards.
There is a proper American way of doing executions for treason.
Well, there's a lot of treasonous people, let me tell you.
Televised worldwide. Let it go. All over the internet.
Because you're out in Utah, and that's the only state where it's legal to be executed by firing squad for, a capital crime.
Federal crime.
It's still law.
A federal crime for treason can face the firing squad.
So there are 3.
President Trump did bring all that back,
Yeah, and Guantanamo has been outfitted with a firing squad wall and gallows, and I think they also have the
guillotine. Guillotines are very humane. That was the whole idea behind the guillotine, was humane execution.
Yeah.
It's probably the most humane. Because sometimes you'll see them in the gallows. What I read, sometimes they'll be kicking for about 3 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Let them hang. Let them suffer pain of death.
Ye shall be hanged by the neck until dead.
Yeah, they did those too.
That's the prescribed remedy for treason in the Constitution.
That's what the British did. If you even thought about going against them, they own people. They burned they burned their homes. They killed their families.
Yeah.
Anybody that resists.
Yep, they did that, and
I think we're seeing the same situation and seeing history repeat itself again.
you know, the door kicking method. Okay,
Hey,
where in
did
doors in the back, where they stack up 5 soldiers. That's exactly what the British did, and they came in bayonets first.
Yep.
You take the butt of the rifle, bash your door in, and come in through the door. And when they stick you with the bayonet, they shoot you to get you off of it.
Yep, that's how they did it.
It was a 5-man team. Just put your hand on the guy in front of you on his shoulder and everything. You got your rifle there, whatever. How just
And also got I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, they'd go room to room.
Yeah.
And only 1 rifle per man was allowed to be shot. So, it took too long to reload. So you stick them with the bayonet, and you freaking and you just shoot them off of your bayonet. And that was for each person. That's why if they needed more people, they'd have 13, 15 guys. They would just come in. The British did that. They pioneered it. That technique we use in our military now in Iraq and Afghanistan is from the British.
Correct.
And I don't know I don't know who it was, which one of our presidents did away with bayonets for the M16s.
I think it was Johnson, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was some general or something who'd never been in combat said something.
Wait a minute.
There's
Wait
no
a minute.
bayonet.
Do they still have bayonet lugs?
They do, but they don't issue bayonets to them. I mean, I had a bayonet lug on my M16, but they didn't issue the bayonet until we were going to do something like, we had to go do drills for crowd control, and they would, we'd go through the drills and everything. Because the orders for bayonets are very specific for that type of thing, and it was like guarding ammo dumps or whatever in case there was an uprising. So we fix our bayonets.
So
They would issue them. My point was they issue them at that moment when we're going to use them, and then they would take them back away from us, motherfuckers.
Do you remember
they give it to you to use, and then they take them away from you? It's like, okay, what the hell?
Yeah.
Do you remember Bill Clinton's early '90s gun ban?
Yeah.
And
I was alive for that.
Okay. Well, you couldn't. It's like your civilian AR or AK couldn't have a grenade launcher.
Yeah.
Bayonet lug.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that was so weird. I looked it up at the time, and they had revised the international laws of war.
Yeah.
They put in the category of like terrorists and the unlawful combatant. Well, under international laws of warfare, if a combatant does not have a bayonet lug on his rifle, he's considered a terrorist and can be shot on sight.
Oh, really?
Well, I mean, I couldn't figure out why the big deal about a bayonet lug on a rifle, and that's why. So Bill Clinton essentially made everyone domestic or terrorists under international law by not having a bayonet lug on their.
Damn Democrats.
Well, I mean, when a civilian goes into warfare, they have to meet certain requirements to be considered lawful combatants. They have to wear some form of uniform. They have to have some form of command. Somebody has to be in charge, and things like that. And a bayonet lug is one of the deal breakers.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of tricky in my eyes.
Well, see, my point is those fuckers have been planning this shit out a long time.
Yep.
Oh yeah. For
You know,
decades,
they
man.
remember they. I think in lawful warfare, you have to have steel core bullets, but they outlawed. I believe they outlawed their sale here or their importation.
Green tips.
Yeah, they have green tips now, but back then,
They
the
did.
only
They banned them for a
Nope.
while. The ATF just pulled
back
it out
then
of
the
their
only
ass and banned them.
back in the early '90s, the only steel core ammunition I can think of that was widespread was the Chinese 7.62 by 39 armor piercing in a yellow box.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've got 7.62 by 39 that does attract a magnet, but it's
Well,
soft.
it might have a steel, you know, it might have a copper washed steel jacket.
Yeah, the gun range where I go to, they will not let you. Their test is if it attracts a magnet, you can't have it on the range
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
because of fires they create. We've had some wildfires that were caused from them.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
had a whole mountainside
Yeah,
burn down, jeopardized people's homes and stuff.
they spark when they hit.
And the gun grabbers went nuts after that. They're like, they need to get rid of that gun range and all this stuff because of that fire. So they always do that shit. They always try
No,
to
What
rain
caused the
on the
fire?
curtain. Taking a pin from your Cheerios.
What?
Mm-hmm.
bullets, target shooting.
What caused the fire?
Shooting.
Sparks from people using steel core ammunition
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
hitting rocks. They'd hit a rock or something in the back. They build these big earth berms, and up around here, there's a lot of rocks in the soil, and it'd hit a rock or something and catch a weed on fire, and next thing you know, they got fire crews out there.
Weird.
Wow.
Yeah, we got some good gun ranges out here, but they won't let you do full auto. They won't let you do rapid fire either.
Really? That's crappy.
I allow full auto at my range.
Yeah, me too.
Well, these are ranges
Oh
that
shit!
pay
I
money.
should probably just move to a red state. Damn it.
These are public ranges, so they charge money. It's like $5 for the whole day. It's not bad.
Yeah, I got one about 5 miles, 6 miles down the road.
And there's an old bugger there that's got a little booth where he'll set your rifle up and he'll adjust your scopes and get them zeroed in and everything at 100 or 200 yards, whatever.
What does he charge?
It's not that much. It's like $7 or $8.
That's not bad.
No,
No.
not bad at all.
It took my 300 Win Mag probably about 6 shots, and he didn't want to shoot it anymore. He's like, damn, this son of a bitch, It's a freaking monster.
Yeah,
I
some guns are.
I got some 300 Win Mag brass. Like 20 rounds of it. Yeah, I was going through old brass. My old brass collection. I was looking for 223, and there's some 308 in there, and
Hey,
300 Win Mag.
Maybe I'll hit you up
I've
someday.
just been going crazy, man. Just had some really crazy news just recently today.
What?
But yeah, I've been meaning to call and talk to you and see what's up. Right.
Oh, I think he's on the phone.
All right. Yeah, he's on the phone, so I muted him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe one of these times, AZ, I'll hit you up for that brass, but I don't have a press right now.
Yeah.
I wish I had Canoe's night vision scope that he's got there.
Oh, it is nice.
I want Canoe's on my side, man. I think Canoe's, you're probably pretty squared away, aren't you?
I can use more ammo. I don't have as much as I want.
Yeah.
We all need ammo.
In a couple of days.
I wouldn't if we do deploy. I would not be carrying massive amounts of ammo.
No.
You could, but what are you going to do with all the ammo? You know, we're hoping that nothing's going to happen. I would probably say a typical combat loadout, which is 3 double magazine pouches and maybe some spare ammo,
Yeah.
like an ammo box. So if you were to take an AR-15, I would probably do 6 magazines, a sidearm.
Oh, here we go. If anybody,
Go ahead.
Ooh. There you go.
Go ahead. If anybody,
wow.
what?
If anybody needs 5.56, I found some available online. There's the link.
I need 5.56.
I've been collecting stuff for so long. I got ammunition for guns I don't have.
Oh, there you
Yeah, I got a bunch of weird stray ammo floating around, like freaking Mosin Nagant stuff and 30-06.
Yeah.
Which I don't own.
I have
20 gauge shotgun shells. And I don't own a 20 gauge. Huh?
you say 20 gauge?
Yeah, I've got some 20 gauge shotgun shells. The double-aught buck.
Yeah, I don't make a list.
I got a bunch of 20 gauge, but not buck. I got tons of bird shot and rabbit shot and stuff like that. And slugs. I got a lot of 20 gauge slugs.
I was trying to get my local gun shop to have a little swap meet, being that ammo's gotten so expensive and in short supply.
I just posted another link. That's the 62 grain steel core. You can still get that from this place. They got it in stock.
Yeah. Some of the prices are
It's
coming
pricey.
down.
Well, these guys actually just started going up this past month. They were holding low for quite a while.
Yeah, sometimes pawn shops also have some oddball ammo too.
Yeah.
They'll have there's one over by me. Actually, I bought my brass.
I bought a bunch of 44 Magnum brass because I was planning on getting a press, but shit, I got too broke to buy the press, and I still have the brass sitting here. And now you can't even find pistol primers. You can't find pistol primers for nothing.
Yeah, I know. I've been on a hunt for 2 months now.
Well, I'm going to be hitting the place up hopefully either Thursday or Friday. If I find primers, I'll pick some up, and you know, if you need them and they'll work with what you need them for, you know, I can pass them along.
44 Magnum. So I don't even know what size primers because I don't have a press yet.
You know, I have 44 Magnum brass.
Yeah,
I might even have complete ammunition in 44 Magnum.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Definitely interested in that.
Yeah, I gotta go through. I mean, I have it put up here and there, but I need to make like a list of what I have and how much. And
yeah, I need to inventory everything I got here. Going to be doing that in the next couple of days too.
I've got 44 black powder revolvers, and then I've got 44 Super Blackhawk.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah, I just like the big fat hole it punches.
I had I forget whether it was a Red Hawk or a Black Hawk in 41.
Yeah.
That thing had a hair trigger on it, and I turned around and sold it.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Greg. Thank you so much for watching and supporting. We really appreciate you guys. Got a great video for you guys today. I wanted to share some encouragement that all of the world is fighting with us right now. This was one of the coolest things I learned on being a part of this channel, was seeing people comment from all over the world, seeing people that are just invested in this and praying and fighting and doing everything they can to just somehow help. And it's not even just in the speech. So I wanted to share this because this is incredibly inspiring. And I just want you guys more than anything to know that we are not alone in this. All right. This comes from an interview with someone named Alyssa Takes, and it was conducted by the Epoch Times, which is an unbelievable source. I highly recommend them. Alyssa Takes runs a New Jersey for Trump page on social media. She's heard from people all over the world on her page, and especially since the election, there's been just an outpouring of people on her page. She said she's heard from Scotland, she's heard from England, she's heard from Australia, all on her page, and she said these people are watching our lives, and they're saying we are watching you because Western civilization is under attack right now, and we need to save our Christianity and our civilization. She said at one of the rallies taking place at the nation's capital. Thousands have been gathering at these rallies in Washington, basically petitioning the government for fair elections and transparent counting processes. Similar protests have been taking place pretty much every single Saturday in every single capital in all 50 states. This is, again, I say this all the time, this isn't happening in a few states. This isn't just a small collection of YouTubers that are worried about this. People are worried everywhere, every state, every country, maybe not every country, but most countries that are good, say that. She said it's important for us to be here because we are fighting for our country and we are fighting for the entire world right now. She says we have a lot of obstruction of justice and we have a lot of obstruction of our election process. She said, I do believe that we will have him back in office January 21st. As for New Jersey, she and other grassroots organizers are trying to keep and get good local people into office. And she said, we want to get New Jersey red and keep it red. So awesome stuff. I thought that was really encouraging. I love hearing about the support from all over the world. It just gives me this feeling, again, that we are not alone. One thing I've seen a lot on this channel is a lot of people have written into us or commented and said, I honestly just didn't have a lot of hope. And seeing how there's so many people that, are believing this too, it gives me hope again to know that people are still fighting. And it's good to know that because we should keep fighting. because the Trump team hasn't stopped fighting. Giuliani and General Clinton both said there are still multiple paths to this changing in a positive note. So stay strong, guys. Keep your faith, keep your hope, keep praying, keep loving, keep sending positive vibes and energy. Thank you so much for watching.
Wow.
Stay tuned for more.
Damn. Got a lot of support over around the world.
I think everybody got their eyes glued to what's going to happen here.
Yeah, I was just watching a video. They got videos, people from UK, Australia.
Yeah. Except for the TV watchers.
Oh, yeah.
The TV watchers are still in a trance.
Yep.
You know, I hearken back to like 2 months ago when they had that Trump parade down in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Hong Kong protesters flying American flags.
So is Japan.
Yep.
Yeah, and
they're waving Trump flags, American flags. I was like, you go, guys.
Brazil.
Everybody's looking towards us.
Put it this way: everybody's rooting for us because we are the beacon of light of the world.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, even Australia.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are conservatives in Australia that they've been shut up. They've been stifled.
Yep.
They got worse. They got worse of lockdowns over there.
Oh yeah, terrible.
But they arrest people in the home, even though they're abided by these poor BS guidelines. They have like these like freaking entities come in their house and say, "Well, you're under arrest." He goes, "For what?"
Well, I think this British government, the British Parliament, they're also on board with the Chinese.
Oh, there's a lot of globalists over there. Yeah, there's some that's still in the EU.
It makes sense because Britain's the financial capital of the world.
Yep.
Of course, they're going to be, a keyhole area.
Well, the Chinese, they've gone into Africa. They're mining their diamonds. They're mining all their resources out of Africa, making these deals with chiefs of tribes and stuff down there. I've seen so much stuff on that. And the people, they don't know, they get bullied.
They're building military bases in Africa. They build a whole new naval base.
Yeah. And the Chinese are bullying the Africans.
Yeah.
And the reason they wanted to get rid of the whites in South Africa, in my personal opinion, was because the Chinese wanted to come in there and they didn't want an uprising.
Yeah.
Now, I saw a really whack story earlier tonight from a website I'd never heard of. It was a supposedly non party community civic website somewhere outside of Atlanta. And they had an article. They said that there's a theory going around that Gina Haspel, she's dead. They're saying that no one's seen her
The
in a
CIA
little
director.
while. Yeah, they're saying that she died in that raid over in Germany.
That's a likely story. That's a likely story.
My question is,
there's another guy that's missing too. That's part of Dominion. I think his name is Cooney or something like that. He's missing. They nobody knows where he is, and he was like one of the heads of Dominion in the United States.
And like I said, I read this article. I'd never heard of the website before, and I did a topic search for key terms, and it was the only article that showed up about it. So it's like not being reported anywhere else, at least that I can find.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
who knows?
No, nobody else is reporting that.
Nobody's reporting it. And they're not reporting this guy that's been missing for I don't know how long. And he's one of the key people in Dominion.
All right.
And he's disappeared. And they've closed up the offices in Denver, the Dominion offices in Denver, and the one up in Canada. Is it Toronto or something like that?
Really?
Yeah. Those two offices are shut down. They're closed up. And this guy's missing. Shit's getting freaking serious now.
Yeah, everybody knows that there's like there's Navy ships all around the United States right now.
Our Navy
Oh, they're all are.
Yeah, they got east and west coast.
Well, we're off the coast of Canada too, in Alaska, especially Alaska.
Yeah.
I'm glad my daughter's not up there right now because something might break out in Alaska.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. I don't think the defenses in Alaska are very strong. Sun Tzu, The Art of War.
There's also reports that there's, like you guys said earlier, there's Chinese on the Mexican border and the northern border.
Sun Tzu, The Art of War. Take out your soft targets first that offer the least resistance.
Good point.
And if Alaska's defenses are not strong, Alaska could be in serious jeopardy by the Chinese, because if they hold Alaska hostage, then we're really in deep shit.
Deep trouble, yeah.
And what
I think the military's plan for Alaska for a long time has been, they built some bases up there. We do have a military presence up there, but it's not huge. But it's easily, it's like a falling back maneuver. Like they could buy time to get reinforcements there, and they have ways of getting it there. Airlift and over the land, they have a plan.
Chinese military is really big on they haven't been in a real war.
No,
like,
yeah.
Never, forever. Even World War II, they weren't in it.
No, they were slaughtered by the Japanese.
Yeah. So they've never really experienced a big war, and they're getting cocky because they haven't been in a war, and you even can watch videos about Chinese military might and all this other stuff, and they're really cocky. They don't have a clue that the people are so distant. War is such a distant memory for the Chinese. They don't know what they would be in for. And they don't know really how ugly it can get. China is an ugly place to begin with.
Well, it took several months for us to assemble the people to drop the nukes on Japan, right?
Yeah.
Which several days. It takes us 7 minutes now.
We got 3 major cities that we could destroy.
Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for watching.
Hong Kong.
Got a great video for you guys today.
Amazing. I wouldn't destroy Hong Kong.
Michael Flynn had to say.
Do what?
I wouldn't destroy Hong Kong, but there are 3 major cities in China that would completely cripple them.
Which ones are you talking about?
I think it's Nanking, the Nanking Peninsula.
That's their major naval operations, but they've got tons of air defense. And there's,
Beijing.
I was looking at it on a map, and I was actually,
Beijing, you take out the capital.
no, Beijing, no. Beijing, no. No, you wouldn't want to take, that's not Sun Tzu. That's not the art of war. If you're going to do it the Sun Tzu way, then you want to take out the ones that have the least defenses to cripple them as much as possible without causing a lot of collateral damage. I mean, you're going to do collateral damage, but not cost of human life.
Dude, all you got to do is EMP.
Yeah, that's true.
All you got to do is EMP. You shut off their capital city. They don't give orders and commands. The communist system, they have no independent thought. They're not an American army.
I want to remove the threat. If I was a general, I would want to remove the threat directly across from Japan, the major city across from Japan. That would be the city that I would take out first.
I think that's Hangzhou. Yeah.
Yep. And Shanghai.
Yep. Shanghai too. That's a shipping.
Shanghai. I wouldn't touch Hong Kong. There's too many patriotic Hong Kong people there. We need them. So
Absolutely.
I would. And then the one across from Taiwan, because Taiwan is being threatened by the Chinese. I would bomb the fuck out of their city. I would nuke it until it glows and make it a sea of glass. That's what I would do. So that we remove the immediate threat from Taiwan and remove the immediate threat from Japan. Those two, there's two right there. And then there's another one up in the northwest, sorry. China's on the other side of the world. Up in the northwest part where they have the connection with Russia. That fucking city would get gone. So there's three. There's three right there.
Well, either way, you take out the command centers, you take out their effectiveness, period.
Well, I'm just saying for starters, that's where I'd start at. I'd cripple them as much as possible from the onset and confuse them. So they got freaking a war zone on 3 different locations that they got to tend to. They just got the shit bombed out of them. That's what I would do. That's just me. Because I went on Google Earth and I was looking. If I wanted to remove China from the picture, what would I do? What cities would I remove?
Look at China at night, and
Yeah.
the targets become pointed out.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But it's not that I'm hating on Chinese people at all.
No,
It's
no,
just-
no.
No, it's their
We're not
military.
against the Chinese people. We're against the Chinese government.
Yep.
Just like ours. Just like we're not against the American people. We're against the fucking bullshit and
Well,
government.
their military has to have, first of all, the immediate threats that are our concern is Japan and Taiwan.
And Vietnam.
Huh?
And Vietnam.
I don't know what they would do to Vietnam. I don't. What, their supply line or something in Vietnam? I would send freaking stealth bombers and have them do sorties over these cities. They wouldn't even see us coming. Our stealth fighters will get right through their shit, and we just remove those major operations. I think it might just end the war. There just won't even be a war after that.
We don't need nukes anymore, guys. It's not nukes that we're talking. They're not going to be dropping nukes on China. They're going to be dropping kinetic Thors.
Yeah.
There's no tracking them.
Yeah, whatever it takes. But, just light them up. freaking end this shit as quick as possible and take away their will to fight because they haven't been in a war.
Right. Carpenter Patriots in the house. Good to see you, brother. You missed the deer talk, Carpenter. I've been looking for you. You have to watch that show. we missed the deer talk.
Carpenter, come up on the screen here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, come on up.
We need you on here. He's probably like, oh shit.
Yeah, I gotta get a shirt on and everything. Oh man, no, but
I was doing so good about not cursing, but man, I'll tell you what, my inner soldier is coming out of me right now.
Yeah, we're all American revolutionaries. It's in our DNA.
Wow, those of us who have been trained as soldiers have a little harder time keeping it back.
Yeah, I hold back, man. You know what my last artillery battalion, what our motto was? Patience, my ass, I'm going to kill something. We were the Bravo Buzzards, and we had a picture. I painted them on our freaking howitzers, and it said, "Patience, my ass, we're going to kill something," with a buzzard sitting on a tree branch.
Right. Ours was old Ironsides.
Yep.
First Army.
That was my last job in the Army. Field artillery with 1.55 millimeter howitzers.
Those things are huge.
Yep, and the ones now that they have now, you look them up, and what they call them Paladins now. It's the same actual howitzer. The only thing is the Paladins have something in the suspension that's different, so they don't have to dig in with spades. We used to have to back up on our spades to do our firing missions.
Right.
Yeah. And they don't have to do that. They just pull up there and freaking, you got somebody telling them where gun 3 or whatever is going to go. That would have been me, because I was always the front guy who pulled in and showed them where to park their freaking howitzer or whatever, and set up comm lines. We used those hand crank phones. And the reason we did is so that the enemy can't hear you.
Right.
It wasn't that we didn't have good radio stuff. We could never get rid of those old hand crank phones, those military hand crank phones.
Right. I had to buy some a few years ago myself for not getting.
Oh, they're great. They're great. They got 2 batteries in them, 2 D-cell batteries. And you just start cranking it. It's got a magneto in it. And the only reason you're cranking the phone is to ring the other phones.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't touch it to your tongue.
Yeah. So it's the battery. It's the battery that actually,
Yeah.
And I would hook up the switchboard, run the lines out, and that run the lines out to each gun, and then I'm on a radio, or somebody else is on a radio inside the gun, and I'm getting stuff from the forward observers. And I also worked as a forward observer, and that's a wicked job, because when you're a forward observer, you got to be up there where the shells are landing.
Yeah, that's just gonna say.
Pretty fucking close. And if these guys don't get their elevation and their trajectory just right, you could get your shit blowed up.
Yep.
And another thing,
Now, have you heard, Bill? Just real quick, the Army has successfully tested their latest version of the Paladin. They have an updated, chassis, updated, gun tube and munition for it. They successfully use that to intercept and destroy an incoming ICBM.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's that accurate and
Another
badass.
thing too, is they don't have to fire typical artillery rounds anymore. They can fire missiles out, self-propelled missiles.
I think that's what this was.
So you'd have your guys, your loaders, who's ever on the loading crew, they could say, you know what, this next fire is going to be such and such missile, and you load that sucker up in there, and it's got a diameter of 155 millimeter, and it's the perfect diameter and everything, but it's self-propelled. There's no powder charge. It's a lot like a tank round.
I believe it's guided also somehow.
Yeah, they can be guided. Yes. In fact, when I first heard about it was the Israelis that started pioneering that with their tanks. They started it with their tanks. They started putting missiles in their freaking tank tubes and using propelled missiles. Now our military is using them in our artillery and our tanks. We could send a freaking guided missile right up your ass.
Yeah. Well, I think there were two goals. One was that they wanted the pinpoint accuracy.
Well,
but they also wanted to extend the range of regular artillery.
Yeah. Oh, and a regular charge. Let's say if we're running a green bag, a regular charge. That's about a charge 5, which is 5 increments of powder in it. That right there is a 10-mile freaking shot. I can lob an artillery round 10 miles away. That's with a basic charge 5 green bag. And you can add increments to it and make the charge bigger. You can make it a charge 6, charge 7, charge 8. As much as that barrel can handle it and the breech.
Right.
And you load that sucker up, you freaking ram your artillery round in there. The rounds are 80 pounds. And I was humping them all day long. Not a problem. Not even miss a beat.
Hypersonic 80 pounders.
Yeah, 80 pounds. Yep. And the 8-inch guns were even bigger. They were way heavier. They're about 120-pound rounds.
You talk about the 8-inch guns.
I trained on them. They're open air, so they don't have a turret on them. And they were self-propelled. They were on tracks. And they had spades, just like the 155s did. Except they just were open air. They weren't enclosed.
Yeah.
Right.
Now they call the 155s, they call them Paladins. They're called Paladins now. And they have a big basket on the back, and they don't have spades anymore. But it's the same gun. I could climb in there and do my job, no problem, everything from A to Z.
Yeah.
Too bad we ain't got one of those to go to DC with.
You know what?
With a mortar.
Oh, I think
get a little 80 millimeter mortar. That'd be nice.
I haven't been in a Paladin, but I'm thinking that it's actually all GPS. So that might be the reason why they don't need surveyors anymore, because whoever your driver is, he could drive right on the spot exactly where he needs to go at a pinpoint.
There you go.
And because of GPS, we couldn't do that. I had to go out and I had to survey the area, survey it with the surveyor's transit to make a determination where I was, elevation and stuff. I send all that information into the forward observers, and then they would send it back to me. But see, they don't do that anymore. It's so much easier now with GPS. The problem is the enemy can pick up your GPS pinpoint.
if they have those capabilities. But we get our position. There's a military global positioning system that's different than the GPS civilians use. That's why they let it loose to the civilian market, because the military one is military operations are on a different signal, and they don't. This is all new stuff. It's stuff that I never even had to deal with. You know, that I would now if I was in the Army right now.
Right.
And they never fund the artillery until after the fact. They're like, they never give a shit about artillery until they need them. And when they need you like last year, you know, it was just way too late. But they won't put any money into artillery. They never do. We're always an afterthought in the military. They took a lot of guys and took them out of artillery and put them on the line, freaking kicking indoors in Iraq and stuff, because they weren't using artillery in Iraq. But they sent artillery crews there. They just didn't bring the guns there until they did the invasion on Fallujah. Afghanistan, they found out a whole new use for artillery. We bombed the shit out of those freaking sniper nests up in the mountains. Yeah. We brought down whole mountainsides with artillery, with 155s. You know what they used? They didn't use self-propelled. They used towed, because they flew them in. So they used the towed ones. That means they're towed behind a vehicle. So instead of an actual self-propelled with tracks on its own and everything, they were open air, and they were towed into these bases, these towed artillery pieces, and put in these bases, because they didn't actually go from place to place. They would just, whenever they started getting fire from somewhere, they just get the artillery guys off their asses, and you know, and they're always the ones filling sandbags and shit.
Right.
Yeah. If you're artillery, you're going on sandbag filling duty.
Yo. One guy to route
That's always fun.
You have one guy to route the gun, and then the rest of them are all just sandbagging.
And you guys probably, I don't know how many Afghanistan videos you've seen, but I mean, they had sandbag walls that were like 12 feet high. And they just, these artillery guys, you're going to fill sandbags until there ain't no sand left. You know? Because they know we're already physically strong, you know, from humping them artillery rounds. They're like, you're on sandbag detail, bitch.
Yeah. Get that shovel. Dig that trench between the guns.
But you know, a sandbag, if you ever watch any videos on the effectiveness of sandbags, this is why I always talk sandbags, because the effectiveness of them, they'll take a 50 cal round and it won't go through.
12-inch. Nope.
If you need a poor man's armor, I'm telling you right now, sandbags are the trick. You can armor up a vehicle with sandbags.
Yep.
Oh yeah, big time.
Because the Humvees, before they started bringing in MRAPs and all these mine shit, and guys were getting blown up by freaking IEDs and everything, they brought it. They were sandbagging the shit out of their tanks and everything, because they were receiving some heavy fire from these ancient freaking Russian anti-armor weapons that the Taliban had.
The PPKs or the PSGs or something like that.
And that and the bullshit that freaking McCain gave them.
Yep. Tow missiles.
He gave them stingers.
Yep.
He gave them stingers. Yeah. In fact,
And he gave them toes.
we gave the Mujahideen. We gave the Mujahideen stingers back in back when the Russians were invading
Afghanistan. We already had given them that.
Yep.
So they already. So now we're seeing them with really new stuff. What is it? The Carl Gustav? Freaking
The toes. They had
anti
toes in Syria.
Yeah, and the Carl Gustav. It's the latest, and freaking ISIS had them.
Yep. Yep.
Well, since regime change happened over there, we've outfitted their military with helicopters. We train all their aviators here in the States. Hell, their army even has a couple platoons of M1 Abrams tanks.
Yep. M1s are still pretty formidable tanks too. The M1A2 Abrams that had just come out when I got out of the Army. They had just before I got out of the Army, they came out with the Abrams A2, and most of the time while I was in there, they had the Abrams A1. So, yeah, I'm an old geezer. I know.
Yeah, they make them and they service them here in Ohio, and I used to see trains full of them going back and forth all over this part of the state to the tank plant.
Well, I try to stay up on my military knowledge and stuff because I've had a subscription ever since I got out of the Army with military.com. I used to get publications, used to come in the mail, and then computers, everybody started getting computers. I've been with military.com ever since I got out of the Army. So I try to keep up on that. I remember when it was McCain who got the A-10 Warthog back in operation, because that was mothballed in Vietnam.
Yep.
You don't even want to play around a Warthog. I'm telling you, it's time to freaking dig deep when you hear Warthogs flying over.
We have a squadron of Davis Monson.
It sounds like a big fart in the sky, and all you see is a big dust cloud. And when the dust all settles, all you see is perforations of everything.
Yeah, just the hells and everything. Right.
That's a scorched earth freaking situation right there.
Light up a bomb of rockets on your ass.
And the same thing with Spooky. You know Spooky, the flying tank?
Oh, have you seen the new Spooky? What they're doing with that thing? The newest version, it fires fucking Hellfire missiles.
It's the Spectre, I think.
The AC-130 is pretty deadly too.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're talking about, yeah.
So,
they have so many different combinations.
Enemies see that thing, they run the other way. Scares the shit out of them.
And you think of Spooky, and now they got a new aircraft. It's close ground support aircraft that the Navy SEALs were using, and what they're trying to do is network in between A-10s, and it's called the Super Tucano.
Oh,
it looks like a P-50. It's Brazil, and it looks like a P-51 Mustang.
Is that the Tex 2?
What's that?
I think it might be the Tex 2. They use them for training a lot, but they can also be used defensively.
Oh, well, they're kind of a search and destroy kind of thing. They'll take out sniper nests and things like that. That kind yeah, they'll comb an area They'll have an A-10 over here and an A-10 way down over there, and they'll just comb an area with Super Tucanos looking for freaking sniper nests and shit in places where the enemy's dug in,
Yeah.
and they just remove them.
Yep.
And they got bunker busting shit, even in those little planes. Yes, they do. So if they're hunkered down and dug in real deep and everything, they'll take them out. It doesn't matter.
I gotta jump out. I got a call coming in. I'll see y'all later.
Okay.
Rock
See
on.
you, Easy.
But yeah, guys, it's real important you spread that article. Spread that interview out.
Yep, I gotta
All
say,
right, guys. I'm gonna head out too. I'm getting pretty tired.
Tim, promise me you're going to send that article out to all your contacts and list it up on your show. Show it.
Absolutely.
All right. Get that word out to everybody you can, and have them send it out to everybody they can. Okay.
Yep.
Take that link and spread it around, man, as fast as you can.
We got to get everybody getting their shit together.
Yeah, definitely put it in my one of my comments, and I'll share it out.
And roll it in the afternoon on January 4th.
Yep, be there.
Yeah, just shoot a comment on one of my videos, and I'll share it that way.
All right, brother. You have a great one, Patriot.
Stay in the fight.
good talking to you.
God
dude.
bless you. Stay strong.
You
Stay
too.
well.
Have a good one.
You too.
Rock on.
Rock
on. Yeah, I'm sorry I've been off the show here and there. I've been making contacts and spreading the word, getting things done locally as well, getting people activated. I got one more phone call I'm waiting for tonight.
Well, make that 2 because after we're done with the stream, I got to call you.
All right.
So we got our Navy is actually enhanced quite a bit with the new Zumwalt class ships as well.
Those one of them that has really entered the fleet, and it's still not like in full battle service condition yet.
The Zumwalt? The Zumwalt aren't?
No. The first one in the class, I think it passed its first round of sea trials, but I don't actually, enact duty combatant yet.
Yeah, I know the UK, they started building a bunch of small aircraft carriers.
Right.
So that they can actually fill in gaps.
Well, they're still using Harriers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't need they're just like helicopter ships type of thing. Yeah.
They're like hard class boats and stuff. We still have a bunch of those. We're short one that burned up in San Francisco. Remember the Bonham Richard caught fire in port? That was one of those helicopter assault ships, the mini carriers
that had the Osprey and the choppers on it. Yep. That's crazy though. That was all space warfare.
And it's still in the naval, what they call the Maritime Defense Reserve Fleet. We still got a battleship sitting out in California that could be reactivated.
Let's get the link, but it's not there.
We've actually got a few.
Yeah, it's sitting out about an hour northeast of San Francisco.
Yeah, they're not going to get rid of. They've got about 5 battleships that they're keeping them kind of in semi-operational.
Yeah, we have,
There's a-
okay,
Charged.
they call it the National Defense Reserve Fleet. There's actually 3 fleets. There's one on the East Coast, there's one on the West Coast, and there's one in Texas. And in total, they have something like maybe close to 100 ships that are in caretaker status, where they could be, you know, basically tooled up and ready to go in about a month in the event of an emergency. And most of them are cargo ships and oilers, coolers, and stuff, you know, for logistic reasons.
Right.
Well,
But then we also have there's ships we keep pre-positioned overseas too, to support, if you ever have to go to war, overseas. There's a bunch of ships like in Diego Garcia in the ocean that are completely loaded and ready to go. They got like tanks and helicopters and ammo and
Almost
everything.
went to Diego Garcia.
Right.
The way they plan.
Wow. Well,
They are massive, imposing looking ships. And they were talking about using them as blockade ships.
They could.
Yeah. But
So they weren't going to really deploy them anywhere. They were just going to use them for blockades, like out in the China Sea.
Well, I tell you what, man. Ships ain't gonna help us in DC.
Hospital ships might.
Well, as of like a week ago, the one hospital ship that's tasked for the East Coast was in harbor at Norfolk in Virginia.
Well, here's the scary thought. They were saying that some of these ships that they're calling them hospital ships were actually converted into prison ships for Guantanamo.
Yep.
Well, there was news that came out, what was it, 2 or 3 years ago, that they were sending a bunch of, prison barges on there.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think those are like the huge hospital ships that, they parade around, the USS Comfort and the name of the other one. Those are legitimate hospital ships.
Right. They're actual hospitals. They're not the ones for the cargo thing like that. Now, what they're going to do is they're going to be commandeering some of these ships that were like Carnival Cruise Lines and stuff like that. They're going to be utilizing them. They're going to be utilizing these cargo prison ships for the high-risk ones. And basically, they're just prison containers, and they just load them on like they would cargo.
Baguettes from Fred Meyer, freshly made. Yeah.
Sea containers. Perfect. That's what I've been saying. Put them on a garbage boat, on a freaking garbage scow, and ship them off into the Mariana Trench, and oopsie.
Yeah. I know, right?
Well, this thing just happened about a week or so ago. A big ass roll-on, roll-off cargo ship somewhere out in the Pacific, got caught up in a storm and it got fucked up. It lost like 900 containers.
Oh wow!
Yeah, see, it can happen.
Well,
just
France
like a week
has
or
a
so.
good thing going. They're nuclear. They have nuclear power. Had it for a very long time.
Who?
It's clean.
What? What are you talking about?
France.
Oh, they're talking about it in the chat.
Oh.
I don't see that, but whatever.
Yeah, we don't know what happened to that garbage boat that just kind of lost a bunch of sea containers out by the Mariana Trench. And you've got AOC and all them were inside.
Well, hey, Wiz, I thought I'd let you know that story I talked about last night, Ramstein Air Base over in Germany with that, the alert that they had.
Yeah.
That was, I saw today, they confirmed it. It was an automatic response to a Russian missile test. Our GPS satellites in orbit, caught the launch, and it went, automatically through the system to warrant the command, and they weren't notified. Well, the Russians had notified us, like they're supposed to when they're doing a test, but apparently it didn't make its way through the chain of command. So the alert went out, everything worked the way it was supposed to.
Oh, excellent. Cool.
And they said basically like they had the issue cleared up within like 20 minutes.
Right.
I'm telling you, Russia is not our enemy.
No. Not any longer. Really, honestly. They're not our enemy like they used to be. They're now a Christian nation and and then they're a republic, constitutional republic.
All right, Dallas, if you defund the police, there's nobody to protect them.
Oh, I think some of the places were saying that the police were actually overly funded. I'm like, if I was governor of my state, I would probably take a lot of that money and double up the cops in each car and freaking put armor in their cars so that they're protected and they're not scared to go into a neighborhood where there might.
The whole effort of defunding the police was an effort to reduce the physical human presence, so they can bring in robotics.
Yep. And they also can use drones and automated shit.
Yeah. And these psych cops that they're talking about, these counselors or social worker bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, that's psych cops. In other words, they could all of a sudden you're on site and you think you're, the victim of somebody trying to rob your house. If you shot them, guess what? They're gonna fucking take you away.
Well, I think the cops should be safe in their cars, and I don't know why they're sending one cop out per car, in a car that's unarmored. So it may look like there's a bigger police presence than what there really should be.
That's why.
Which is
makes it look like there's more.
It does, but I don't think that's as effective as having two officers that are actually accountable to each other in one car. I think that would be more effective, the buddy system.
Yeah.
Especially in the climate we're having right now. The way things are, I think there should, because he's also got his fellow officer with him who's also a witness.
Yep.
In a court of law. What's that?
Dallas is when Antifa are taken out of their homes and shot in the back exaltation style. I think the little Antifa gang would end their games quick. What is exaltation style?
Execution style is what it means.
Execution style.
Don't spell check.
I think he's just typing in a hurry or something.
Yeah. No snow here. Just rain.
Some later.
We're getting snow.
We usually get winter in January, February.
Oh shit, Rangers.
A lot of businesses around here say, buy our product, and if it snows, it's free. It snows before Christmas. It snows on Christmas, it's free.
I don't know. I was down there. You know, you ever heard of a place called Scappoose?
Yep.
Well, I was down there working at a paper mill in Scappoose, Oregon, and it was Christmas, and I was living in my camper shell, uninsulated camper shell, and it was freaking coming down snow. I mean,
It
it was
happens sometimes.
it was snowing bad in that
Was that
area.
like around 2008, 2009?
No.
Okay.
But it was coming down bad.
It's rare when we get snow before Christmas.
But it was an icy snow. It was real icy. It was cold as hell.
Yep.
And this Mexican family felt sorry for me, took me in and let me get a hot shower, and I spent Christmas night with the family there.
Being as close as we are to the coast, we usually get an inversion layer, which makes it rain, and sometimes the bottom layer is freezing. So when the rain comes down, or it comes down as snow, hits that inversion layer, melts, and then refreezes before it hits the ground.
Oh yeah. You get up there, up north, up in the Seattle area, and they don't even know what a snowplow is. They got a freaking, they've got these plastic snowplow blades with a rubber edge on it, and it leaves these horrible ice bumps on the road. I'm driving along in a semi. Imagine, I've got everything I had with me there in cubby holes, and it's all shaking.
Seattle had some good snow last year.
It was freaking raining underwear. Okay. I had underwear coming out of cubby holes. Television flips out. Everything I had was just freaking going all over the place.
As you can see, I started working on my batteries again. Turns out these ones, they're not charged up, so I have to charge them before I can assemble them.
Battery.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it, but we had a call to arms from the Patriots.
What?
And we need everybody in DC by January 4th.
Ooh, I'll see what I can do.
I'm telling you, if you care about the way you live, you'll be there. That's how
I'll post the link for
this is it. This is the big gorilla. This is the big one. This is where it counts. You care
Check
about
your chat, Barry. You need to watch this video.
Yeah, you gotta watch the video, man. Huckleberry, there's my Huckleberry.
Okay. Posted 3 times. It should have it.
Oh, and yeah, it shows up 3 times because of the 3 platforms.
Yeah, that's just how it does.
Grab that link, save it, spread it to everybody you can. All your contacts, all the shows you go to, put it up. Make an issue out of it. But in fact, I suggest go start it at 30 minutes, at the 30-minute mark, and then play it from there. Okay, everything up to the 30-minute mark is really not relevant. But he has the guy that he's interviewing on there was the commander for the Oath Keepers during the Ferguson riots. We're the ones that ejected the rioters and the National Guard out of Ferguson.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. That Sam Andrews, I know him personally, worked under him in Ferguson. and he's calling everybody to be there. We need to put he said we need to put at least 500,000 armed individuals in DC by January 4th.
Yeah, I hope we can pull it off.
This is bigger than Virginia. This is for all the marbles. All right.
And hopefully Antifa shows up.
Well, they will, and they will be stepped on. I would
Yeah,
say
the other night they showed up. 5 people got stabbed.
Yep. So watch that video. Watch that video and spread it around, man. The interview starts at 30-minute mark. And it'll blow you away. No more bullshit.
Okay, good night, Huckleberry.
Huckleberry's leaving?
Yeah. Said no ladies to talk to.
Oh, what the heck?
Okay,
Where you going,
everybody
Huckleberry?
We'll be the ladies.
You got nowhere to go. I guess I'm just. You didn't say hi to me.
Hi, Wizard. Well, I was putting these batteries together, and I think I better check the voltage, and they were all over the place. I almost screwed up another set of batteries.
There you go. with an M4 strapped across his chest.
That's how we need to show up next month.
Yep. We need a lot of hats like that.
I used to have one of those hats when I was a kid.
One of what hats? You guys looking at
a tricorder. The old
Are you
Patriot
looking
hat.
somewhere else? I don't see it.
Hang on, I'll put it back up.
I only see me. Well, my batteries. See, I got 3 of them built. Put together anyway.
Okay, he's putting it up on screen right now.
Now that would be cool. We all show up with that, dressed like that. Oh man! Yeah, it's 1776 all over again. Actually,
that's what
more like 1775. We're on the lead up. We're on the lead up to 1776.
We get a decent Christmas and maybe a happy New Year, and then we can start kicking ass.
Gotta do something.
Colonel,
if we don't do something now, we won't.
What's up, Colonel?
Say what? Canoes?
Said Colonel's in the house.
Colonel Shaw. Salute.
Wizard, do you have any idea what that silver battery is?
In the bowl.
This one is an 18650. Look at the size of this thing. That silver one's a lithium iron. That's a lithium iron phosphate.
Right.
But I have no idea what size battery it is. I think, well, I do have an idea. I wrote it on here.
You can get the measurements off of it, yeah.
I got 18720.
Okay. That's new, but okay.
I can't find them anywhere.
No, industrial. What did it come out of?
It was in this.
Okay.
I think I'm going to try and contact. I'm going to have to try and contact that company and see where they got their batteries.
No, do your searches on that style. But we're talking about this. I was one because we were talking about this with Bill, and he was like, maybe if you're going, you guys can pick them up. We can't go by ourselves. You got to be in a group. Caravans are a must. You hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, we've got to be caravanning and bringing, as many as we can along with us. It's got to be a group effort kind of thing.
I can stop over at the reservation and get a bunch of people.
But this is too important. It's not another one of these fucking Patriot things. This is not going up there, going up there to play patty cakes. Watch that video. They're going up to demand the incarceration and trials for these people. And they're not going to fucking just say, okay, we're going to try these people and then go home. I'm telling you, this is going to be potentially, it has potential to be D-Day kind of thing.
I got to go, guys.
All right, bud. Dream well.
All right, take a. Yeah, he's got company over too. Yeah, in-laws are up from Chile.
Oh wow! Oh wow! Oh wow! Up for Christmas, huh? Oh my God! Mange is rotten. You Martin dog. Good Lord! Leave that butt. I'm gonna make your butt smell better. Cool. That's right. Bring that ass over here. I'm gonna spray your ass. There you go. Oh, that's good. What? I got this air freshener. He freaks out on it. Why are you spraying my butt? Come here. Come here. He was at you. Come here. Okay, I got you. All right, Canoes. What's happening, brother? What did you see in the news today?
Did I lock
No,
up?
I hear you.
I lagged out real quick. I'm back now.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, have you seen anything in the news today worth mentioning?
Nothing pertaining to that story, but some really interesting headlines on the Gateway Pundit.
Oh yeah,
just all the main stories that they got going on their homepage.
Yeah, and
well, give me a sec. I'll read them all.
Hey, bring it up on screen and browse with us.
I could try that. Yeah, hang on.
Okay.
Open a new window.
Oh, yep. Oh wow. All right, that sounds better too. Sorry, I was just going through articles and stuff, looking at things myself as well. Fucking McConnell. Piece of shit.
Yeah. Oh, I'm hearing an echo.
Oh, let me refresh. There we go. All right, good deal. Yeah, and we need to get a link up to the guys. I got that. And the gals. Hey, Casey Powell. Oh, never mind.
All the girls left.
Somebody fucking go over there and hold on, I got it.
Yeah, they're probably gone already. They just hitting spam.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a minute. I got to run downstairs real quick.
Okay, no problem. All right, guys. I'll tell you what. I got something I want to show you. Move over here. Let's see this. And that. No. Yeah, that's okay. I got a song I want to play for you guys. It's one of my favorite songs. I love this guy. He's a Patriot music group guy kind of thing. Jeremy Dodge. Got some really cool stuff. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can do this right. There we go. Check this out. Oh, yeah.
In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem. A revolution needs a war, and this war needs
I think I'm going to read through this.
Connected to LCA 50.
Can you hear that at all? Can you hear that at all? Can you hear that at all?
Yeah, somewhat.
All right, hold on a second. It's not
Can you
hitting my
hear that at
speaker.
all?
Can you hear that at all? Oh, wow.
And
Hold
I'm
on.
hearing an echo.
Yeah, my speaker connected to the damn laptop instead of the phone.
Connected to Total 27 people in LCA 50.
To the damn laptop instead of the phone. Oh, shit. Okay. All right, that's what it was. Okay. All right, here we go. There's that. This should sound a whole lot better.
Introducing Blue Death Platinum with revolutionary advanced system fuel technology to significantly reduce deposits, maintain fuel economy, save money.
This should sound a whole lot better.
Pay no attention to the people in the street, crying
Start the
out
video.
for accountability. Make a joke of what we believe. Say we don't matter cause you disagree. Potential kings sit on your throne. Look down your nose at the peasants below. The news, we're taking names. We're waiting now for the judgment day. I am America. One voice, united we stand. I am America. One hope to heal our land. There is still work that must be done. I will not rest until we've won. I am America. You preach your tolerance, but lecture me. Is there no end to your own hypocrisy? Your God is power, you have no shame. Your only interest is political gain. You hide your eyes and refuse to listen. You play your games and abuse the system. You stuff your pockets while Rome is burning. I've got a feeling that the tide is turning. I am America. One voice, united we stand. I am America. One hope to heal our land. I will not give up on this fight. I will not fade into the night. I am America. You stuff your pockets while Rome is burning. I've got a feeling that the tide is turning. I am America. United we stand. I am America. One hope to heal our land. I am America.
right, I'm about to be shut down. I'll be back as soon as I can. I gotta reset stuff. All right.
Okay. Do what you got to do.
All right, brother.
So, if anybody wants to come in and keep me company, in the meantime, here's a link. And I will partake in inflammating the goat.
But did that sound good?
Oh, yeah, the second time. Yeah, when you're running through the phone, it sounded great.
Actually, I'm running through. I got a Bose Wi-Fi speaker, and I put it up to the laptop. But yeah, it's not actually off my phone. But that Bose speaker sounds. It didn't wasn't too loud.
No, it was perfect.
Awesome, good deal. But that's the. I want to start playing music. That was Krista Branch.
Okay.
Krista Branch. That was I Am America. She's got another one that is awesome as well. Remember Who We Are. But the one song that I really wanted to play, that one started playing, so I just went ahead with it. The one song that I really wanted to play, and there's so many of them, but I thought it was appropriate for tonight, is this one right here by Jeremy Page. And
in this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
Stars and stripes. A revolution needs a war, and this war needs a revolutionary rise. For your eyes, the Constitution speaks a speech that's free. Open your mouth from sea to shining sea. So will the real Americans please stand up? No more hiding your face in the sand. Will the real Americans please stand up? Divided we're falling, but united we'll stand.
Well, I think it's time we ask ourselves if we still know the freedoms that were intended for us by the founding fathers.
Senate rights. When politicians take from you and me the very liberties that set us free, so stand up and fight for this democracy. Is you and me with a resounding saddle up. Let's ride. Now will the real Americans please stand up? No more hiding your face in the sand. Will the real Americans please stand up? Divided we're falling, but united we'll stand up, stand strong, stand tall, and we'll keep these walls from falling. Stand up, stand strong, stand tall, and we'll keep these walls from falling.
Our natural unalienable rights are now considered to be a dispensation of government. Freedom has never been so fragile, so close to slipping from our grasp as it is at this moment.
What is ain't exactly unclear. Politicians our lives in their hands, telling you and me which way we should stand. I think it's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look at what's going. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look at what's going. Stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look at what's going. Yeah. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
That's it. Love that. What happened to Don? Where'd Don go? I was just about to come back and say, hey. I started putting the playlist back together. Sorry about that. It's like it started playing another song, like it's a playlist, man. And I got
one for you to add. I'll put it in the
send me
chat
links
here.
and I'll add them all to the playlist, and I'll make it. I'll share the playlist on the game, so people can access the playlist on the game.
Cool.
Yeah, send me. Do it through. If you could send me the links on, not on text though. Because I have to do, I got to do it through the do it through the Twitch private message. Twitch private message would be perfect.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
The Twitch and I'll get in there and I can grab them all. I know you had a bunch of kick-ass stuff on the. I want to rebuild that playlist because I listened to that stuff one time. I was pissed off when it just.
I don't know what the deal was with Ben. I think he just gave up.
I do too.
There's a lot of people that are really pissed off that they can't get on there, but I think it was the money issue.
Yeah, most likely it was. Most likely it was, unfortunately. But you can only blow up the fucking people that are trying to help you so many times before you just finally realize. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Yeah. Hopefully he's learned something from it. But yeah. I mean, I'm thankful and grateful for all his help with helping us put this together. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have found this without Ben. You know what I'm saying? I still give him a lot of credit for helping us put this.
Oh, for sure.
You know, I just wish he wasn't so weird about things. To help, understand we weren't here to take it from him. We were here to help build up everything. But anyway, where'd Don go? Don, come back. Don, you go. Where are you? But yeah, I want to put that together and share that with Bear so he can start doing on the commercials and shit. I saw him working with that the other day, but he's got to have the links for the OBS or some shit. So he can put OBS.
I have no experience with OBS. I don't have it on my.
Well, no, I mean you have to build all the links, right? If you don't share links in the show, you got to build those in or some shit like that when you start up the show, or have a list available for the show to actually utilize or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh, Kimberly says, okay, so you and Sick Pack can go to everyone else.
Well, that's something that I was going to discuss with you on the phone tonight. Kim, first off, hearts out to you. We love you and Pat, and
I know.
We hope you guys are hanging in there, because know that people all across this country and in other countries are pulling for you. But if you've been hearing some of the news we've been talking about tonight, the rally call is out, and we're going to have to start mobilizing. And as far as meeting up, I'm going to be discussing logistics and shit with Wizard here tonight, and we'll talk with Pat the next time that he's on, and we will get things set up.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, tomorrow night, part of tomorrow night's show, we are going to be, Larry's going to come on here and talk about, he was part of the activism the last time the Patriots went to D.C. like this. He was in the marches and stuff like that. He's got a lot of logistical information that'll help us out, I think, and some planning effects and what you're going to run into kind of stuff. And we can talk a little bit about his experiences on the last trip. So, I mean, he's got places and names and stuff like that as well. He might be able to share as well as that. But yeah, we'll definitely be looking at putting together a logistical kind of how to get this all, as many of us together as possible. Because we got to have a caravan. We got to have a caravan. It's not going to be just one-on-one kind of, hopefully meet somewhere. No, we need to be headed that way before we get even into Virginia. We got to have a caravan.
Yeah.
Of people. So I've got the call out to some of the group that I know of around here for gathering a group of people to go. I've been putting it out to my contacts and stuff like that. And no shit, I still got to contact my boys, but we got some time. I mean, it's all going to take place after New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So basically, we get to have New Year's and make our resolutions, and then go kick some fucking ass. You know what I'm saying? Not that we're going to actually have to physically get involved with the fighting, but we have to be there, be armed, be ready. And it's going to be cold. It's going to be cold. There's no getting around that. DC is cold in January.
Hey, man, can you hear me?
Say what, Canoes?
I'm going to drop out and refresh here. I'll be back in a minute.
Right on. Welcome in, Jake Tika. Ruli, how are you holding up, brother? But yeah, we're looking at, that'll be something we'll definitely be able to get squared away. We'll be talking about logistics and when and where we can meet up. But I have a feeling Highway 70 going through Cincinnati and Columbus and shit like that, probably, I don't know what would be closer that, but that's probably the way we'll be heading through. Highway 70 comes right through St. Louis too. And we can take 40, the guys out south take 44 in. And the Northwest.
Can you hear me, Wizard?
Do what? I can hear you. Say again.
All right. I'm lagging really bad. I'm lagging out here. Signal is not reliable, so I'm going to shut down.
Okay. I've got to go too.
I think
my beeper in the background.
we should end the stream, and I'm going to get in touch with you on the phone here in a couple of minutes.
What? You coming back or?
No, I'm done with the stream for tonight. So if you want to keep it up or shut it down, it's almost 1 o'clock here in the morning.
Yeah, it's going on midnight here, and my battery is beeping at me. and my laptop battery is done.
Yeah. So good time to call it a night. Everybody in the chat, thanks for dropping in tonight. Kim, our love to you and Pat.
My heart's out to you on regular. Sending you all the love I can muster.
Dallas and Chris and Skull and Colonel and Kay and Huckleberry and Wild Bill and everybody else that was in tonight. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, I was really happy that Huckleberry came in. That was nice.
We will be here tonight, tomorrow, whatever it's going to
be. Same bad shows tomorrow night. Yeah, tomorrow night's going to be on. I was hoping that Don T was going to come back, but I'll give him a call. And yeah, thanks everybody for everything. I mean, everybody that's participating in the show tonight. It's getting to be too many more than we can name, and we God bless you every single one. You know, yeah. So dream well, Patriots, because we are winning. We just got to do our part. We have to earn our freedoms. We ain't gonna get them by sitting behind a computer screen. We're gonna have to go out and make it happen this time. Okay, but it isn't gonna be like we all have to be, pushing bullets down the road. We could do this and possibly not even see any action at all.
But we all have a part to play.
You have to be there. Elect. Be one of the elect. That means standing upright and present. All right. God bless you.
Good night, folks.